Shut up and sit down.
There you go, we're on. Yay! There you go. I pressed a button and it went well. I was trying to get him to take a breath, and eventually I just said shut up so that we could go live, folks.
It's the only way. It's the only way.
Anyway, apart from YouTube's little glitch that decided it wanted to go forward 24 hours, hopefully you can see and hear us both. Yeah. Anyway, welcome to the Friday Frolic with me, Colin, Festa 67's workshop, and her.
Oi, what do you mean her? Oi.
Yeah.
Cowbag.
Princess Britches, the guru.
Cowbag.
Welcome to a bit of the old Frolickykins, folks. Now, let's get the pimping out of the way and get it done and dusted so I don't have to do it again. If you'd like to keep the content coming on this channel alive, consider heading over to support me at patreon.com/Festa67's workshop, or click the join button below this or any of my other video content and become a member. That'll give you access to the Zoom 24/7 off-air hangout. Nice little elite group of people there. That you can come and join. We keep the group and the community nice and compact so that it's a little safe zone, basically. You can also consider clicking the dollar sign in the chat below, right in the middle there. That puts a super chat in, puts your name in the big box on the screen, and you get a bit of on-screen air guitar as well. And it all helps keep all of this paid for. Big thanks in advance to you all.
Yeah.
Talking of the groovy gang, in the chat tonight, I might as well get the chat done because they're all just coming in, see. LWM is in. He says, in 1972, a crack modelling team was sent to prison for a crime they didn't commit. These men promptly escaped to the UK underground. Today, still wanted, they survived as modellers of fortune.
That was debate. Go on.
Can I be B.A. Maracas? That's what I did.
What would I be? I'd be
Murdoch the Nutter.
I'd be Thermidor the Lobster Claw, me.
There you go,
I remember that. It's the only episode I remember.
Yeah, there you go. He says, and if you have a problem and no one else can help, you can find them. Maybe you can hire the F team. The connotations.
Yeah, I was forcing myself not to do little drums while you were doing that.
Focus, Cole. Focus on the post-it. You can do this.
Steady.
Bite your lip. PJ's in, says, and then we woke up in the shower, realising, thankfully, that it was all just a dream. Meanwhile, the Frolic's on. Yay. I've got to tell him, mate, you had your webcam on. Just saying. LWM says, PJ, steady on there. Patrick Duffy, no nudity. This is a family show. Yes. Reminds me. Got to get H to get some button mushrooms. That's what I did there. LWM says, I've got my PJs on. PJ says to Bill, hey, give them back right now. John Christmas is in saying hi, guys. Hello, John. How are you, buddy? Lovely to see you in, mate. As is Wolf Ritchie saying hi, or hello, Wolf. How are you, mate? PJ says, hi, Colin Fox and everyone in the chat, by the way.
Hi, Peach.
And is also saying hello to John Christmas and Wolf Ritchie. There you go. Big hellos, PJ, mate. Rob Taylor is in. He says, good evening all, with a big thumbs up. Good evening, Rob. Hoping you're all safe and well. Belly, bench, beverage and biscuits. What is your belly? What is your bench? What is your beverage? And what bickies have you had? And this is growing because I've been in a few streams lately, and it seems to be that everyone's jumping on the bandwagon again, so we need to think of another B just to see who copies it. Yes. I know. Just when we thought we've got something original. Yeah. Bless them.
Belly, bench, biscuits, beverage and bilateral talking points.
Now you're overthinking it.
I'm overthinking it, aren't I?
You are. You just had to push it, didn't you? Anyway, I suppose I better ask.
If you must.
How's you and how's my mum? Enthusiastically.
I'm fine, but you don't care about me.
Don't care about you.
Mama Wolf is fine, except somebody got up at 7 o'clock today, 7 p.m.
Lazy little mare.
And she said a bit ago, I might go to bed soon. I said, you can just not think about doing that. You're not being up for 3 hours. That's not a day.
Oh, so she's downstairs sulking on the iPad, is she?
So don't even think you're sitting down here for 3 hours and then going back to bed, young lady.
Oh, bless her. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you're so cruel. Your poor mum.
Yeah. She's got to sit down there and drink lots of tea. Stay hydrated.
Oh, bless her.
Yeah.
You're
But never
cruel.
mind me. How are you and how is my mum?
I'm all right. And yeah, Sybil, bless her. She's fine. Still bemoaning the world.
Good. That means she's in good spirits.
Yeah, she was on the phone for a couple of hours with Winnie during the week. So,
Oh, God.
yeah. I said, oh, my God, what are you two conspiring? Nothing,
Yeah,
she
that
says.
that means schemes are afoot.
But she said it very defensively.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, what are you doing in this room? Nothing.
Yeah, she's like a cat in headlights. Nothing. Why?
Yeah.
I was like, what are you hiding?
Like,
Nothing,
like
she says.
teenager. What are you doing up there? Nothing. Nothing.
I think she was trying to remember that would be an ecumenical manner, but she couldn't recall what she should have answered with.
Yeah. Caught her on the hop.
Yeah, she's a little bit derpy at the moment, bless her.
Oh. She's allowed to be. You get to them ages.
Yeah, she's seeing the neurology soon, so.
Oh.
Yeah. Bless her. I blame Winnie.
It's probably the right thing to do. I suspect that Winnie is probably responsible for a good deal of things.
Yeah, you're not far wrong, mate. You're not far wrong, mate, to be honest with you. When the Covent Garden robbery happened, I just had this image of me mum and Winnie for some reason. Underground, dressed in black with balaclavas on, you know. And I did ring mum and say, you are homing this when it wasn't me. She knew exactly what I was thinking.
Brinks Matt.
Yeah. There was a programme years ago called Widows.
Oh,
It was one of these TV dramas back in the late 80s or early mid-80s, should I say.
Yeah.
And it was about a group of women whose husbands were bank robbers, but they all got gunned down by the old Bill after a failed robbery.
Okay.
So the widows went out and committed the robbery.
Mm-hmm.
And I always think, was that based on my mum and her Winnie?
That sounds like, yeah.
I could imagine them carrying out an uber blag for some reason.
See, just from the description alone, I could have guessed that was a 1980s BBC drama series, like at the same kind of time as like Triangle, things like that. You remember Triangle? Oh dear God!
Yeah, it was one of those TVS regional made-for-TV series, you know, that was pumped and then got on the mainstream, and they did a couple of seasons of it, and then it just went by the wayside. But suffice to say, I could just imagine them doing something like that.
It was no shoestring, was it?
No,
Or the Chinese Detective, remember that?
Oh, yeah, David Yip.
Yep.
Trevor Eve was shoestring, wasn't he?
Yes, he was, yeah.
Or as my mum famously said, yeah, that Bootlace, that's a good TV show, isn't it? Hey, what's she on about? Bootlace? Bootlace? Yeah. When we finally realised what she was on about, it was like, who's going to tell her?
I read a thing today saying that plans are afoot to reboot or relaunch or remake Bergerac.
Oh, really?
And I sat there and I thought,
Okay.
Really? I can't see this being a big seller. It was talking about how like the Jersey government and stuff were putting some money into it. And it's like, okay. And then I read it and it says, which will air on UK TV. I was like, oh, so it'll go about 5 viewers then.
Yeah, it's going to be one of them, innit?
Yeah.
Bill says, Belly, 2 giant German meatballs. Nice. Okay. Ooh. Did the German smile. Spad Ape. Bevy is T-stroke Coke. Bicky's controversial Jaffa cakes. Are they cakes? Are they biscuits? You decide. They're yummy. That's all that matters to me.
Which bit of the giant German does the giant German meatball come from?
What do you do with your models once you've completed them? Must be hundreds. Rob Taylor asks. I've got them all on a shelf, mate. I know he sells a lot of these because, you know, he'd sell himself if he could. I've not sold any yet, but someone keeps telling me that I should.
Yeah.
But
You just gather dust on your shelf otherwise.
yeah, a lot of the times, like I say, I get visitors to the cave, nephews, people like that, and they'll sort of say, "Oh, I like that build," and I just say to them, "Take it with you then."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 9 times out of 10 what I do with mine, mate. But a lot of them, especially if it's ones that are well known, I tend to keep, to be honest with you. But all the others I will be bunging up for sale because someone's not leaving me alone until I do it.
Well, it's not so much that. It's just, it's you might as well. They're just gathering dust and you may as well make a little bit of money.
But,
Don't do any harm.
yeah, but like I've always said to you, who's going to want to buy one of my bits? But
you never know. Don't sell yourself short, love.
But then again, the Bluey car's sold, isn't it? So
yeah.
Sorry, PJ.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a bunch of mine on shelves, but like I said, I tend to make them, and I realised after a while that I was making them, and the moment they go on the shelf, I just forget all about them, and they never get looked at. So I thought I might just stick them on eBay, because it's
professionally painted.
Well, yeah, but display cabinets cost a lot of money. It's like just for them to sit there and do nothing on them. I'll flog them. So I've only flogged a few.
Yeah. But
yeah, that's what I do. There's a few that I will keep because they're just ones that I've enjoyed or really like.
Yeah, I would never sell anything that's been gifted to me.
No, I'd never sell anything like that.
Because, that's just not on in my book. So
no.
I keep all of those, but yeah, pretty much everything else I should just list up on the website. I will get around to it.
I mean, it's different strokes for different folks. Some people want to have their collection of all the things they've ever done, and that's absolutely fine. Nothing wrong with that at all. I just found that I was never really looking at them again, and it seems a bit pointless just for my enjoyment.
Yeah, like I say, it's one of them, isn't it?
Yeah, may as well let somebody else enjoy them.
In that you asked the question, Rob, what do you do with yours? Do you sell them on, mate? Do you keep hold of them? Or, I mean, a lot of my stuff goes back to E-Models anyway, so it's, it's up to them. It's their product. It's their kit. They want to sell it. They can do what they like. It's their item.
Oh, yeah, the E-Models ones go back. Yeah.
So, other than that, they sit on the bench. Things like the AT-AT, the London bus, they're builds that got the channel up and running, so I shall keep those.
Yeah. Certain emotional attachment to things like that.
No, it's not emotional attachment. It's just that they're what made the channel.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily an emotional decision because I'm an emotionless husk, as you know.
No, I mean, you've got an emotional attachment to them just because they're important to you, because they were that's what they did. They helped the channel grow, so they're important to you. That's what I mean.
I'll agree, just to shut you up. But, yeah, I've got no emotional like that. I'm not an emotional person, but it's more of a practical attachment.
Yeah.
It's like the part works, at the end of the day, the way I look at it is it's Fanome's property. If they rung me up and said, we've got a marketing thing this week, can we borrow it? Then obviously I'm going to issue it out, but other than that, it'll sit on my shelf.
Yeah, we can't do anything with those.
But other than that, pretty much anything else will get listed. There's a few people that are close to me that I've said I'll send a build, so...
Yep. I know the joke is that I'll sell anything for money, but it's really just more a case, like I said before, it's just... I'm not going to enjoy them once I've done them, so somebody else might get some enjoyment out of it. Then that's
pretty much.
A better life for the model than just being ignored by me. I mean, I would sell my own mother, of course I would, but at the same time...
Oh, yeah, because you do take mercenary to a whole new level, dear.
I do. And for £5.99, I can tell you exactly why. You see what I did there?
I did see what you did there.
You're impressed by that, weren't you?
Not really, no.
No. Curses.
No, I'm playing hard to get today.
You are playing hard to get. What's that cloth finish?
He says, I keep mine, not good enough to sell. Hey, mate, you're always good enough, mate. So is there a good market for completed models? It depends, mate. Probably more so for things like your Warhammer, things like that, because there's a tabletop market. But again, it depends on what faction the client is after, what is the more played armies, that sort of thing. So I can imagine there's a good market for it. He'll know more. He'll tell you all about it.
Yeah, there is a good market. Well, it's a difficult one because there's two markets. There's the averagely painted, so you can play them on the tabletop, and there's a good market for that. And then there's the display level painted, which
parade ready.
That's really for display stuff. That's really for collectors who aren't going to necessarily play them. But then that just puts them in the same bracket as normal regular models. Then, sort of for display pieces. So it depends on what it is. Depends on the theme of the model.
Yeah. So I told you he would tell you.
Yeah. It's the way it is.
Absolutely.
What's going on with this guy's head shirt? Which one is he?
There you go. And I'll take that off and carry on going round this. And I just put it in a subtle little bit of Reichland flesh shade, just to replicate a bit of dust around some of the seams.
Dust in your gunnels, my lad.
Yeah, just for a little bit of subtlety. Yes, folks, I did just say that.
He did. Festa can do subtle, you know. You have your moments with the subtlety, don't you?
I try my best, dear.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't always work for me, but I try my best.
I've not seen it go horribly wrong yet. Where does that...
Yeah, and just a little bit round the rivets, and that's where these little yellow goddamn brushes come into their own.
Oh yeah,
they are my preferred brush now. You probably noticed because I don't seem to have them out of my hands at the moment.
And as Pete would say, attest, they do look so tiny in your hands.
Yeah, he's fascinated any by my hands. Every time I do something, it's like massive big hands, massive big hands.
I can't actually remember, because it's been a couple of years, how big your hands actually are, whether they're just regular size or not. I can't remember. I'm sure they're just normal size, but
no,
Pete might have decided that you've got hands as big as a house.
It's one of the comments I get a lot off of people is, you've got big hands. And then call them knuckle draggers, gorilla hands. But yeah.
All right.
Yeah, my brother-in-law once put his hands against mine and it looked like he was 5. So they are quite big, yeah. Don't get me wrong, there are people probably out there with bigger hands. There is everywhere.
Well, you know what they say about blokes with big hands?
Yeah, they're...
Need big gloves.
Yeah, they're a little bit larger than average, should we say. Always garners comments wherever we go.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you shake someone's hand and they go, can I have my hand back? It was kind of engulfed by that baseball mitt you're wearing. Oh, that's your hand.
You shake hands like most of their arm disappears.
Yeah, you could hear the crunch of the knuckles, you know. Yeah.
Blimey, that was up to my armpit.
Yeah, you said you wanted me to shake your hand. Yeah, but I kind of didn't want you to break it. All right.
Yeah.
You never said that, though, did you? You just said shake it.
Yeah, got to be clear on these things.
It's all about the description.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my youngest lad, he's like me. Very large feet and very large hands. I've been a barber. It always garners jokey comments off of his customers, you know.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, I'm going to have my ears left when I'm done. Well, you know. It depends on the size of the tip you leave me, he says, but...
Yeah. It's all about what goes into the bottom of that jar. Oh.
Yeah. Bless him, good old Pete. LWM says, I think I have about 18 months worth of space left before I have to start thinking about getting rid of everything. Yeah, I've got to that stage. I have to play a game of Jenga at the moment and move stuff around bit by bit, but I'm actually boxing a lot of them up. I'm putting them into storage for a little bit until I've had a good old reorganise of me shelving, and then I'll bring them back down and display them then, because I want to build a lot of the stash so that I can actually see what display I need, and then I'm going to randomly just choose one out of every genre, and then the rest will get listed that way, because yeah. So I'll keep a car, a bike, that sort of thing, and list the rest. So
unless you got like a clear favourite, of course.
Yeah.
That one.
So it's one of those. So we'll see what happens, but
yeah.
You got to think like that, because otherwise it comes to the point you can't move, can you?
No, I mean if you've got a big house and loads of space for lots of cabinets and shelves, then happy times.
Yeah.
But if like most people, you don't. Like I say, display cabinets, they're not cheap.
No, I mean my lounge, I've got display cabinets that go right the way down one wall, but they're going to have all the part works in them ones. So.
Yeah. IKEA don't make the Detolf cabinets anymore.
No.
They've stopped them. They've got a replacement now, but it's not as good. It's got like a black frame. It's more expensive. So, yep, not cheap.
No. I just use random bookcases as display.
Yeah, bookcases and stuff.
Works for me. But that's the beauty of this sort of size kit. They don't take up a lot of space.
Yeah.
And it's like armour. A 35th tank isn't a shelf filler.
No.
Whereas a massive Festa diorama that's long and narrow can be.
Yeah. That's a shelf just by itself, isn't it?
Yeah. So, yeah, a lot of it will get listed up because, yeah. Okay. A little bit of streaking just down there.
Apologies if I go a bit quiet. I'm doing the sticky
Oh,
out
you
tongue
do
thing.
do what you got to do, mate. It's no biggie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the same. I'll just ramble, mate. You know me.
We're hard at work concentrating.
Oh dear.
What bit are you working on there at the minute?
Same as what I was just now, mate. I'm just going around with a bit of shade in all the seams, mate.
Oh yeah, because you're in your little pinwashy bit, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm just going
Subtle
around.
shade.
Just highlighting some of the recesses before I then go on to do some chipping.
Chip.
Not a massive chip job, to be honest with you. It's just going to be a bit here, there, and everywhere, but
yeah,
doesn't need to be too aggressive because I don't want to take away the colour.
Yeah. You don't want to do like me and just get far too carried away.
No, that's right.
Spotty mess.
Less is more, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. I tell myself that every time and then instantly forget.
Yeah, you get carried away, don't you?
I do get carried away.
Normally 6 months into a chipping job, you go, yeah, I've got carried away here.
That's the sign you may have gone too far. How long's it been? About 8 weeks. Oh.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. So this 2-day chipping job, 6 months later, Fox. How's it looking? Damn it, he goes,
Yeah.
busted. Yeah.
Gone too far.
So, yeah, it's just subtle. That's all I want. Just enough to look like it's been out and about. It's had a bit of a dust storm. It's had a bit of a rainstorm, but because I do like the colour, and I think if I darken it down too much, it'll take something away from it. So
yeah, you can tell which bits a modeler enjoys the most. Whether if they like the building, it'll have loads of extra bits. If they like the weathering, it'll be really weathered.
Yeah, and then I come along and
do both.
Yeah,
Because you enjoy all the bits.
I do. I don't worry me what I do. You know, it's.
Nope.
I'm just grateful that I can do it. So I I try to savour every aspect of the build process.
Yeah, you're an equal opportunities model maker.
I enjoy the challenge as well, to be honest with you.
You like all parts equally.
Yeah, I like to challenge myself as best as I can.
Yeah, you're not happy sitting still, are you?
No, because you can't. Yeah, without going into details, but yeah, you can't just sit still because time is important at the end of the day.
Yep.
For whatever reason, and just get on and enjoy the hobby, because why not? You'll kick yourself if you don't.
Yeah, and that's the advantage you have, because you like every aspect of it. Like, I like the painting, not the building, but you like everything.
Yeah.
So you're happy to just dive in and try anything, which means anything's open to you. You can always find something interesting and fun to do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't pretend to be an expert at any of it because I don't see that I am. But I have fun.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
And that's what matters to me. And if one person can go away from watching what I've done or seeing what I've done and feel that they can go and have a go themselves, my work is done.
Yep, that's all you need. That's all you need.
That's all I want.
Yeah, that's all you need to feel validated.
And I can tell that by a lot of the comments I get on my content, and it's very humbling and very flattering when people take the time to comment. Yeah. Some of the comments are wonderful, they really are, and it's very humbling, isn't it?
Well, it is when you get comments where somebody's just starting out and you've really, just by making the content that you've made and they've watched it and it's really motivated them or whatever they say, things like that. And it makes you feel like, yeah, I did something good there. Because if they hadn't seen my video, they might never have got into it or done that thing. And
that's like I said to you before Wednesday's show for KA.Models, the guy that's building his own version of the AT-AT I did as the cat machine. He got in touch. He said, I got out and bought the kit. He said, I'm going to have a go at doing my own version. I said, good for you. I'm humbled. Yeah. Join the group, bung your picture in, and I'll pimp it for you, mate. And he was like, oh, yeah. I said, yeah.
It's true. Not every idea has to be original, when you're doing it for yourself.
It means a lot because someone's seen that piece of work and it's inspired them to come out of their comfort zone. And that's the first thing he said. I'm stuck in my own little comfort zone. He said, and that's encouraged me to explore new areas. He said, so I'm going to have a go. That's the feedback I enjoy.
Yeah, and it's kind of universal because I get similar comments. Somebody saying, "I saw you do this." No, like somebody might say, "I saw you film this," and I thought I'll try that. But then I get the same. I'll watch somebody's video, and I'll be like, "Ooh, I could give that a try."
Oh yeah,
and it might be something that I'd never considered doing.
Exactly.
But you kind of get into it. So it's kind of a universal thing.
Yeah. It certainly is.
It's nice. Makes you feel good.
Well, it does, and it's humbling, isn't it? Because someone out there has been inspired, and that's important.
Yeah, that's why we do it.
Because we're only custodians of this hobby. We're only holding it until the next generation come along and take it to the next level. So. Oh
God, yeah. Who knows what that next level would be?
Exactly.
We saw we saw the last next level come in when we started witnessing, all the weathering that we take for granted now.
Yeah.
That was never there before. Now, and we're starting to see the new generation with 3D printing coming in.
Yeah.
What comes after that? Who can say?
And then obviously you have skill level Japan.
Yeah, none of us will ever achieve that.
Takes it to their level, and it's fascinating to see that.
Yeah.
I love all of the stuff that they do because it's hyper detail, hyper real, and it's just, yeah.
Yep. You sit there and you think, never in my entire life will I ever be able to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
The thing that amazes me about the Japanese models is not just the fact they can paint, a landscape on a grain of rice, But the fact they can sit there for days and days just working on little tiny fiddly things.
Yeah.
You know, when we would get bored after about an hour, we'd be like, oh, I can't do this anymore. Like, you know, just cleaning up parts or something. It's like, oh, but they're like, nope, we just apply the same level of perfection to every step of the build of the paint.
It's unbelievable what they can achieve.
Oh, God.
Fascinates me.
Yeah. Right, that's that bit. Right, what have you got going on? Rags. Very few. Okay. This dude's naked, pretty much.
Oh, dear. Is he
Apart
afraid?
Apart from a loincloth, it's basically walking around rat butt showing and everything.
Oh, dear.
So I've only got to paint a loincloth on him and some chains. He looks like, I think he's a prisoner.
Just going to mute for a sec.
Yeah. So, yeah, not much to do on this guy. I am still, by the way, in case you're wondering, I'm still painting my Skaven. They've now revealed the new Skaven clan rats. So these kits will be going out of print soon. I'm still going to get these painted up. But, yeah, they're replacing them with the new, better-looking models of the clan rats. They do look fantastic. So I'm looking forward to getting some of them, painting them in much more detail, because these are, I think, about 15 years old now, these tools, I think. So I'm looking forward to painting them. Let's have a quick look at chat. PJ says, Belly, Five Guys cheeseburger with Cajun fries, bench the sidecar for the one night MFH Bruff Superior SS100. Beverage, vodka and tonic, biscuit earlier, dark, digestive, balloon red. Balloon. If I name a 70s TV detective show, you'll have the theme in your head all night. Don't believe me? Van der Valk. Oh. Yeah, it's in my head. That's in my head.
Yeah, it's in there. And hello, Marcus, as well, by the way.
Hello, Marcus.
I noticed you had popped in there, mate.
Yes. Where are we? Rob Taylor says, I keep mine not good enough to sell, so there is a good market for completed models then. I think you read that one, didn't you?
Yes, I did, mate. Yeah.
I haven't done any modelling this week. I briefly reverted back to being legwork media covering the local flooding, says LWM.
Oh, dear.
I actually went outside a couple of times. Have to say, not a fan, he says.
Yeah.
As I've joked before, I go outside every now and then, but the graphics are rubbish.
Yeah, it's not great, is it?
Marcus, of course, says good evening to everyone. Everybody's saying hello to Marcus. Yeah. Which model took the longest to complete from build to finish painting, says Rob Taylor.
Who's that aimed at? Both of us?
It was. Yeah.
Oh, blimey, from build to painting.
Build to finish.
Well, I can't count Warlek and Insane Blade because they're on the shelf for a reason.
Yeah. Not finished, so...
Longest, I would say, believe it or not, is the Orc Stomper.
Yeah.
That's the longest I've spent doing a build and a paint job. Mm-hmm. Yeah, to be honest with you, because normally, as you know, I've built 3 bikes in a week there. I've got them all filmed, so yeah. So I'm normally quite rapid, but with me at the moment, my lazy bit is editing all the video. I need to spend time doing that.
Yeah.
Probably next on the list in second place would be the Bluey car.
A Bluey car.
Because we did it live over several months, didn't we? So yeah, I'd say them two probably. They'll be beaten soon because I've got the big Eagle transporter, the big Jag, and the big GT40 to do. So yeah.
Longest for me. I'm going to say the big Cesabe that I did for George, the big Borderlands Master Cesabe.
Yeah.
Because that took like about a year or more. just because I...
Was that a year of constant work, or did that have a respite as well?
It wasn't constant work. It was spread out. It took about a year from start to finish, but the actual amount of work would have been a lot less. It's probably about 150 hours of work.
Yeah.
But it was various real life things were getting in the way all the way through it, and it's like,
I think he meant as in working hours, I think is what he meant.
I'd probably say the same then, because it's about 150 hours.
Yeah.
Maybe. Something. I think I estimated it around about that.
Yeah.
Because it was all time-consuming fiddly paint stuff.
Yeah, not easy paint jobs, are they? Let's be honest. Yeah. Especially when you're live, because when you're live, you're conscious of trying to stay on shot. You're conscious of trying to be engaging, and you don't always enjoy the process as much live as you would if you was just at the bench filming. It's a strange one.
Yeah, no, it's not as much. It's not as much. When you film, when you're streaming, you're not. It's really hard, isn't it? When you're streaming, you want to give it your best shot, but you can't.
Yeah.
It's easily do that.
That's when your 2-foot paint jobs come into their own.
Yeah. That's where tabletop level painting comes in really handy.
Says the bloke who did Harley Quinns and figures on air, but yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, but you like your challenge there.
Yeah. For me, it keeps my grey matter going.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest with you.
Yep.
It's like this, it's all them fiddly little bits now, just going round and putting in your shades and that. But I can lose myself for hours doing this sort of thing.
Oh, God, yeah. I just stick like a podcast or an audiobook on and I'm gone for like most of the day.
Yeah, it's just, I find it really therapeutic. I wanted to do the gargantuan squig off. I wanted to start assembling that this week, but I just didn't feel like gluing stuff together today. I just fancied doing a bit of painting. And I've said with the Frolics going forward, it's whatever's on me bench that I feel comfortable doing live. And I didn't feel comfortable today doing assembly. So I thought, it's going to translate that I'm not having fun.
Yeah, and especially with resin as well, because resin's not as straightforward to assemble.
And it's not that I am fearful of it. It's just I'm a bit unpredictable today. So, yeah. So I have to take into account that and then think, well, fine, it's late at night. I'm on the back end of a long day. And as I get more tired, my shakes and that are going to get more and more. And then I'll end up getting frustrated because I can't grip how I want to. So you've got to make that call. So that's what I did.
Yep. And despite it being only a few parts to the model, it's those kind of resin kits are the hardest to do because there's a lot more engineering involved to glue two massive heavy things together than it is two arms on a torso.
Yeah, I want to pin it and the loads I want to do to it. And then obviously,
you really
go on, carry on.
I was going to say, you want to be paying attention when you're doing that, don't you? So,
that's what I was about to say, dude. Yeah. But, I wanted to give it its attention and the, respect that it deserves. And do I feel I could have done that today? Not really, no. So therefore, I parked it. If I am feeling the same next week, then I should just film the assembly and then bring out the assembled piece. I don't know. I won't know until next week.
Yeah. Whatever takes your fancy at the time that you think you'd be happy doing.
Exactly that. And Edward will understand. Which means you'll come in and go, where's my squig off?
Yeah, well, I haven't built it yet. What are you doing?
Yeah, if you've not done it yet, come on, slap it. Yeah, I know. But that's the thing, it's good, better, best, isn't it? On a good day you do this, on a bad day you do that. And I think a lot of people out there are probably the same, to be honest with you, so...
Yeah. And as we said before, just doing anything on a live stream, apart from just, responding to chat and running the live stream, doing anything on a live stream is 10 times more difficult than doing it when you're not on a live stream. So you've got to factor that in. The number of people that have come to me and to you and said, I tried my first live stream painting this thing, and oh dear God, I didn't know how hard it was. It's like, yeah, we've told you.
I had one recently and said, I've been watching you for years. I've got a healthy respect now because you make it look so easy. I did my first one and, dude, yeah. And they was one of the biggest critics for going, you missed my comment in the chat. It's like, yeah.
Now you know.
Now you know what it's like.
Yeah. Somebody says to me once, they said, I can paint happily. I'm confident painting and I'm confident doing live stream, but then I combined them and it became really like a clusterflock and it all went a bit wrong. I said, yeah, because it's not that easy.
No.
You've got to go from paying attention to one thing to paying attention the same amount to two different things at the same time. Takes a bit of time to get used to that.
I mean, we know the standing joke. We know we're notoriously bad for missing the chat.
Yeah.
Because I'm sitting here now, I've got my tongue hanging out. You know what I mean? And we do. We get into the zone, and it's not that we want to ignore people. We don't. It's just like any of you at home, when you're at the bench, you could have the missus outside or your partner asking you something, and you're going, yeah. You're not really 100%. Listening to their every word. You're just putting 3 or 4 words out of the convo together and hoping that what you've said relates to what they're asking.
Oh, yeah. I mean, how many times has anybody in the chat or watching got into trouble for just that because they've been busy painting? Going, yes, dear, whatever. And,
absolutely.
And you went, hang on a minute, what did I just agree to? Oh.
Yeah, I've sat there before. Not a problem, love. And then 3 days later, she turns up with 15 outfits. It's like, what's that like? You said the other day when I asked. Damn it.
What's all these new kitchen appliances? Yeah, you said you'd install them. Oh.
Yeah. So, yeah. And of course, they then go, yeah, I kind of get it now. And it's like, yeah, it does. The problem is, we've said this before, we're guilty of making it look too easy, perhaps. But I'm no different on here than I am in the hangout. I'm just as stupid and as silly in the hangout.
Yep.
So, yeah, if anything, I'm more relaxed in the hangout because I'm not having to perform.
No.
I go in the hangout as time away from YouTube and all of that lot as my wanting to be ordinary and just relax and chill with me mates. And that's how I treat it.
Yeah. I mean, and people think that you can... It's the people that think you can just get a webcam and start going bang. And it's like, no, you have to do it for a while and screw up a few times and get used to it. It doesn't really come naturally to very many people. I certainly had to. It took me a good couple of years to get the hang of it.
How many people do we know that have gone, oh, yeah, I can sit and film models just like you, it ain't hard, and then they bottle it when they realise that it is.
Yeah, funnily enough, you never see the completed project.
Yeah, it's like, where is that content you said you was going to do? And then... Yeah, and it's like, yeah.
Not trying to put people off.
No,
it's just, don't get discouraged if your first video or your first live stream is a complete disaster, because that's how it works.
Yeah, we had one critic who thought it was really easy, and then it was like, once they had to go, it's like, yeah.
Yeah. I can't deny there haven't been times when somebody who's been a very vocal critic has then tried it themselves, and I've sat and watched quietly in the corner going,
oh, yeah.
Maybe a little bit of a sly grin on my face.
Oh, we've had it many a time.
Yeah. We're not saying that we're, even remotely decent, but, I mean, we're not trying to blow our own trumpet.
No.
There's a lot of streaming out there that's so bad. We like to think we're at least semi-watchable, if nothing else.
On the other hand, there are people out there that do streaming that is really, really good. So,
oh, yeah. Oh, God, you're vastly superior to ours.
Yeah, no. So, and I thrive on that because, you sit there and you think, I can understand why your subscription rate is so high or whatever, because, they got such a natural way. I don't find streaming natural at all for me. I find it quite difficult, if I'm honest. That's why it took me so long before I did the solo stuff. And I've had some wonderful feedback since I've been doing the solo stuff. People going, oh, you're a natural at it. But I still am physically sick before every stream. He'll tell you that. I always disappear before we go live. Be back in a minute. He knows I'm going to go off to be ill. Yep. Because it's just how I am.
It's just stage nerves, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'm all right once I get going. If I said I thoroughly enjoyed it, I would probably not be telling the 100% truth there.
Yeah.
I do it because what inspires me to do it is every single person that is sat in the chat now.
Yeah.
That's what inspires me, because they come to see us. They come and keep us company. And that, for me, is what works. So, yeah, that's why I do it. I don't do it for me.
Yeah.
Because if it was down to me, I would just sit and film. There's probably some out there going, yeah, I wish you would. But hey, you know, they don't matter. But
no.
It is one of them.
I mean, I'll honestly say that, you know, I don't necessarily think I'm any good, but I wasn't particularly nervous when I first started. I don't know if I was any good. I probably wasn't. But I was kind of comfortable after the first couple of streams I did. I was like, okay, I'm comfortable doing this. I didn't think I was any good, but I kind of thought, okay, I'm just sort of talking to my mate who's invisible and sat next to me, but that's fine. I can do that.
Yeah, I treat it as if I've got someone sat next to me on a chair that's never built a model. Yeah.
And I kind of came to terms with that fairly quickly. So I think I was lucky in that I didn't have to spend a long time getting used to doing a stream. So I just had to spend a little while figuring out how to stream and not worrying about, you know, being on a stream. I don't know why. It I wouldn't say it came naturally, but I didn't stress me out too much. But I'm not saying it's any good, but so I had it a bit easy, I think, and I could just spend my time trying to get it right. I've no idea what quality my streams are. Probably average.
It's one of them. I mean, I can remember when I first, well, you can remember this because you was one of the first people I streamed with. I steadfastly refused to do any face to cam.
Yep.
I used to try to disguise my accent. Both Tony and Fox were like, dude, just be yourself. Yeah, but people don't want to hear gore, blimey, governor and cheeky cockney, do they? You know what I mean?
People were like, yeah, they do.
But it was just that barrier. I'm a person that always puts a barrier or an obstacle between me and whatever, because, you know, that's just how I am.
Yeah.
And I take a lot of convincing to lower that barrier. Drives people nuts that are close to me. I know it does because they tell me.
Yeah.
But I can't change.
Some of that is probably just, if I don't do it, then I can't be disappointed if I fail at it. Maybe some of that, maybe?
No, not at all.
No,
it's not that. If I fail, I fail. I'm big enough and ugly enough to take that on the chin, mate.
Yeah.
No. It's just one of them.
You're one of them.
Absolutely. I'm happy.
I think, you know, we'd always encourage people to try this kind of thing. We'd never discourage someone from doing it, but we'd just say, you know, don't expect to be an absolute genius at it instantly. It's nice if you can be.
Yeah. I'll just do a quick bit of chat 'cause there's a couple of interesting comments there. Yep, first up, Marcus, there's Bench. I don't know whether you've read this out because I wasn't paying attention. Was a 48 scale Ashigao Idol Master F16, and I've started his 35th trumpet to form tank transporter. Good man.
Nice.
Belly, Franks and Beans. Beverage at this hour, there is a whiskey and a beer in the mix. Good man.
Ooh.
Rob Taylor comes up with an interesting comment. He says, obviously, he said, you guys are pro modelers. Cue the laughter. But do you ever go back to the Airfix starter kits? Rob, I'm immensely flattered that you would even think that I was a pro modeler. I am just a middle-aged, bald-headed geezer that is sitting there building these to keep his hands and his brain talking to each other. I would never say I was professional, not at all, because I don't see myself as that. I try my best. I do me builds to the best of my ability, and I leave the rest to people's judgment. But thank you for a wonderful comment.
Yeah, and same from me.
And yes, in answer to your question, I do go back to starter sets. I've got one up there that I did recently as a fun buddy build with someone. And we had to do the Airfix starter set. We had to use the kit brushes, the kit paints, and the snot glue, mate. And I love doing that sort of thing, because if you've sat and done a really complex build job with all the electronics in, that, you know, it's some of the stuff I enjoy doing. Every now and then, as I call it, I like to go back to basics.
Yeah, you ought to just depressurize, don't you?
Yeah, either a Revell fun weekend build, which is basically a Revell kit that's notoriously bad, or I'll just go down the local Lidl or get the missus to and get me half a dozen starter sets, and I'll sit and do them, because it's back to basics that keeps me interested in doing this hobby.
Yeah, the kind of little kits that you get in your local post office behind the counter for like £5.99 and stuff.
I went through a stage, I used to get people to message me, what's the worst kit you've ever built or you've ever heard about that is notoriously bad? And people were messaging going, oh, this is notoriously bad. So I'd go out and buy it. And I would build it on the channel. Remember the 124 Fury and things like that?
Yep.
I've heard this is a real dog of a kit, so I've gone and bought one. Anyone out there that's got one, let's build it together. And the interest that garnered was quite surprising.
Yep.
So that's how I do it. Other people do it differently, but works for me. What about you?
Me, not so much, because I'm not really a builder anyway. So, but no, I tend to just stick with what I'm happy doing, and I don't really get that adventurous.
Is that because your comfort zone's orientated?
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, because you
I think
you do like your comfort zones, don't you? You're at ease, but then that's not a bad thing.
No, I think it's also because I get incredibly easily bored of something, and it's a lot of effort for me to stick with a build through to the end.
Yeah.
So I'd have to, I'm reluctant to stop doing something to do something like that, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think a little bit. I probably wouldn't last very long, because it's like, But yeah, you're right. It's a lot of it for me, just comfort zones. I'm just one of those people that I like working on what tickles my fancy at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm quite reluctant to move out from that comfort zone. I do eventually each time, but
yeah, just need a little bit of persuasion. A bit like me when I first went live, wasn't it? And I need persuading. It's like Warhammer. You kept on at me about it for ages, didn't you? Give it a try. It'll bring out the inner Festa.
Yeah.
And it's brought out my inner child, because it's enabled me to do all the silly things on builds that I would normally not be able to. So.
But I am like a creature of habit, and for me, I'm quite happy sticking with the same thing until something comes along and makes me go, ooh.
Yeah, different shiny. Yeah.
Yeah, because if I'm working, if I'm not doing something because it made me go, ooh, then I know it's going to last about a week.
Yeah.
I get bored with it and frustrated, and I'll just do a bad job.
Yeah. See, I couldn't do what you do. You at the moment, for the last how many years, have only built Warhammer. I couldn't do that, because...
No, that's not your thing at all,
no,
is it?
it's not that I don't like the subject. I do. But too much of the same thing does my head in.
Yeah, you like to be moving, constantly moving.
So I'll then go back to doing some bikes and cars, and then within a few builds, I'm like, getting bored of doing shiny bikes and cars now. I want to do a bit of armour. Then I do a couple of tanks, and it's like, I want to do something different. I'm constantly jumping around genres, whereas your Warhammer, that's it. That's what you do. Boom. I couldn't do that, because for me, I'd get bored very quickly. Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. And there will be a point at which I see the next thing and I go, ooh, and then that'll kick me out of what's. I mean, I was like that with Gunpla until I saw Warhammer.
Oh, yeah.
But I've learned, because I'm so intolerant of, I get bored so fast of something, that I stick with what I'm enjoying. Yeah. And I wait for something to say, come and try me. I wait for me to discover something myself. Very rare that somebody will put me onto something and I'll suddenly dive into it.
Pardon me.
Because I'll just get bored instantly, and I don't want to, waste my time or other time or stuff.
Bill says there, I've already had 6 years on YouTube before switching to models. Glad I did. He can't contemplate streaming yet. I have frontal lobe aphasia, so I'm very monotone and don't show emotion well. I call it Spock syndrome. Not good for live streaming without having to give a long-winded explanation every time. Well, it's any consolation. I have what is called PPMS, primary progressive multiple sclerosis. And it can cause me all kinds of problems. But this is my lifeline. Because when I'm doing this, I feel normal, just like everyone else. And it's when Fox first met me and saw me in person, he was quite shocked, wasn't you? And he's like, oh, I didn't realise. I said, well, I adjust my camera so that you see me face and my arms. You don't need to see me non-working legs, do you? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't know he was on sticks.
So, yeah, it kind of throws people, but I use it to my advantage, to be quite honest with you, because, you know, a lot of people are sufferers themselves and they look at it as inspiration for them to better themselves. So I tend to use it for that purpose and openly talk about it. I get criticised for it, which I find bizarre. Because, you know, I know people that have got IMS that have just gone on depressants and they're like, oh, they've put me on these. Yeah, you'll need them. Because I get depressed. I've struggled with my mental health. I'm not ashamed to admit it. And and I try to help people that are going through the same, because I didn't have that help at the time, and I went to the extreme and did silly things. And if I can prevent someone doing that, I will, and I'm not going to apologise for that. So,
and keep in mind as well, if live streams aside, if you're doing like just pre-recorded content like videos, there's no necessary rule that says you have to do voiceover.
No, that's right.
You know, I mean, you know, it's good if you can, but if you can't, there's many other things you can do in place of voiceover. You know, to and still make a compelling and interesting video. So you don't actually have to, you know, have yourself doing talky if that's not an option. There's many other ways you can do it. Just about getting creative and adapting to your situation, as Cole will tell you, adapt and overcome.
Improvise, adapt and overcome. The easiest advice I can give you, Bill, is good, better, best. If you're having a good day, do something basic. If you're having a better day, challenge yourself. And if you're having the best day, go all out, mate. I think you would, with what you're saying there, you're quite want to stream with a co-host. That's how I get away with it. You know, Fox is a close friend, Dave are close friends. They know my personal story a lot better than the general public, and they know I'm a particular person when I'm streaming, and they'll nudge me to keep me going because, So, you know, and it can be difficult. You know, I'm profoundly deaf, so I have. Yeah, I know that was funny when I was about 14, Fox, but there you go. You'll be there one day, you piss-taking sod.
I will be.
It's one of them. You adapt. My co-hosts, if I've missed a comment or they're talking to me and I've zoned out, because with MS you get MS fog, which is basically you lose the conversation and you just drift. Daydream almost is the best way of describing it. And they'll prompt me. They'll prompt me with something. Oh, so-and-so in the chat, Cole, has said this, just to get me back. They know that. And they're very clever at disguising that. So I think if you've got someone that you're close to, Bill, that knows you and knows that side of you, that's where they come in handy. Because when you're being monotone, as you call it, or Spock, they can be injecting a bit of humour or a bit of this or doing a bit of chat dollying for you whilst you recompose yourself, mate. Yep. There's more than one way to do it.
One way to skin a cat.
Yeah, we got there in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
It's all about being creative and coming up with ways to make stuff that works for you.
Yeah.
And, you know, it might be the case that you come up with a solution that other people in a similar situation never thought of and think, oh, I could do that. That might work for me.
Yeah. I mean, I've had it with me twitches. You know, people go, oh, didn't you hold your paintbrushes funny? Because I'll sit there detail painting and I'm like that. I've got two hands, I've got two fingers pinched, but I'll sit there and I'll be... And then suddenly someone goes, why have you got your fingers pinched like that? Why? Because I have a tremor in my right arm. And I'm stopping myself from shaking. It's just you adapt. You do things differently.
Yep.
And someone else that's well known for their streaming, they suffer with a shake. And they're now doing the same. And they're like, dude, such a simple idea has saved my life.
Yep.
Because they're able now to carry on. Because they thought they had reached that point, they had to stop. I said, no, just improvise. But when I'm airbrushing, I'll put an elastic band around that part of my hand, clip the airbrush in it, so if I do have a twitch, I don't drop the airbrush. Just little things, Bill. Give it a try.
Just playing the numbers, isn't it?
Absolutely. And the thing is as well to remember, Bill, you're in charge. You do it when you feel you can do it. If you can't do it, don't do it.
Yeah. That's probably the most important advice, isn't it? You don't have to actually do any of this.
No.
It's nice if you want to, and you should certainly try, but don't feel like you have to.
Exactly that.
It's not for everybody. It might be, you know, if you don't take to it, then maybe a blog.
Yeah.
It's more something you could do.
Yeah, there is that.
Yeah, or other things. It's not written in stone.
It's more than one way to skin a cat.
And here comes the email from Petter. What are you on about, skinny cats?
Yeah, but yeah, please don't say that again, Fox, just in case the algorithm's looking for things that are controversial.
It'll be fine. You'll be all right.
Yeah, you say that every week. Yeah. You seem to have targeted me at the moment. Right. He says, I have CIDP, which is MS, like the damage happens through the body and the brain. I have mobility problems in my hand. I have a mind of their own. Yeah, that's when I can't even feel them. But yeah, I mean, without going into too much detail, some days my legs work, sometimes they don't. And yeah, they don't call me Wiv Festa for no reason, mate, as my MS has got the better of me core muscles, so they've had to go up and down my back to fuse it because it's collapsing. So I get what you're saying, but dude, just chill down. The worst thing you can do with any of this is get stressed because it exacerbates your symptoms. It's just chill out and just go for it, mate.
Yep.
By the way you're talking, you're tempted, so I would say this to you. Do you want to spend the next 10 years asking yourself that question and then in 10 years' time regretting that you never took the challenge? Or just go for it? If it don't work, don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
But at least you'll have your answer, mate.
Yep.
That's all I did.
Yeah, you don't lose anything by examining it, trying it out, do you?
Every now and then I hit that wall where I think the time has come for me to stop. Happened to me recently. You know, and I then start questioning, can I continue? Can I carry on doing what I'm doing? Or do I need to just perhaps change my scheduling or my daily routine a bit to keep going? And that's what I do. I don't always get it right, but hey, you know.
There's no answers on the last page, unfortunately. You have to just
God, I wish there was.
look through it and see what works, see what doesn't.
Oh, you can have that.
What was that?
Yeah. Trap wind.
Ooh.
Pardon, mate.
Trapped wind, you say?
Right. What was I thinking? What was I thinking, Fox?
Can
you remember?
You were thinking about doing something to the dozer blade, probably.
Yeah. PJ says, despite the playful cajoling from certain YouTubers, I deny all knowledge of what you're saying. He has no intention of hosting a YT channel myself. I have great respect for those that can model and stream, something I cannot do. Yeah, but you can get into a zone, PJ, that I can't get into. I wish I could. Where, you know, you'll spend 7 hours at the bench, bang, you know, valiantly doing an MFH kit. I wish I could do that. I really do. But I have to do stuff in short bursts, which is very frustrating. I miss the days where I could do an 8-hour stint at the bench. I miss that.
Yep.
But I go with what I can do. I don't always get it right. There's been times I've streamed when perhaps I shouldn't have because I've been a bit unpredictable. But that's all part of it. But that's when you rely on your core group of close friends, of which PJ is. They'll pull me up and go, here, dude, you're not yourself at the moment. Perhaps you just need to adjust your routine again. And they know I don't mind them saying that because I rely on them for that because they're my eyes and ears. Because Bill will tell you this, with MS or any neurological illness, you don't always know what you're projecting.
No.
And, you know, Helen relies on that because if Fox says, oh, you was repeating yourself constantly tonight, that lets me know something's off. So then I feed that back to Helen and then she feeds that back to my MS nurse and they reevaluate things. So I need that information.
Well, sometimes, you know, I can just pick up that, you know, something's weighing heavily or, you know, it's grumpy Festa mode. And I'm thinking, yeah, something's not right.
Oh, yeah, it's a bit of an exaggeration. I wouldn't say grumpy.
I'm kind of just simplifying it for the point. But you know what I mean? I can pick up when something's not quite right.
Yeah, I tend to instead of having my inhibitions go. So perhaps that auto mute button isn't quite working. Yeah, and I'll just blurt stuff out. But
yeah, it's I'm no expert at it, but I can sometimes tell when something's not quite right.
Yeah.
If normal service is not being resumed.
Yeah, it's like anything. You can't. The problem is like I say, you smile through it a lot of times and hide it, but you can't always do that successfully. You can't always be in character, especially when you haven't slept for 4 straight days. You don't always get it right, and you go on autopilot and you think, I'll do a stream, I don't want to let people down, but then afterwards you think, yeah, I should really have just not bothered tonight because
that was a bad idea, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I'm getting better at that. I didn't always get it right, but I'm lucky. I've got a core group of people that I trust, and when they say you're not yourself, mate, you want to just have a breather for a few days, okay, because I know they mean well. I didn't have that in the past because others had their own agendas, but yeah. Whereas I've got a good core group of people now that I trust, and
and the good thing is as well, it's also good because I know that if something's not quite right or doesn't seem quite right, again, not that I'm an expert, but if something doesn't seem quite right to me, then I know that if I say something to Festa, he's not going to be offended by it. No. If I say to him, listen, mate, I'm not being funny, but you're in a right mood tonight, or whatever it might be, you know, something's not quite trigger, or whatever it might be. And I'll be like, something's not quite right. And he'll be like, he won't be offended by it. And it also means that, you know, if we're having a little argument or something, I don't take anything personally because, you know.
Oh, no, but there are times you can go near the mark yourself, and John would admit that when we come off air, you know, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But, you know.
Oh, yeah, I put my foot in my mouth all the damn time.
Oh, yeah, you know, sometimes, like I say, hyperactive Fox for 3 hours can drive me nuts. I love him a bit, don't get me wrong, but it can drive me nuts some nights because I just haven't got that Fox button in my head where I can go, yeah, just ignore him, he's just been Fox, you know. I haven't got that some nights, you know. But then I can be. You know, that's what I mean. If people understand your situation, they learn that. Anyone can Google MS and see that mood swings and depression is a huge part of it. And it's all right when you've got so-called friends saying, oh, yeah, we'll have your back. We understand what you're going through. And then when you have an episode, they all disappear on you. That, to me, is people that don't very much understand the situation.
No.
And that's when I realise who's your mates and who's not. So, yeah. But I would just go for it, Bill, to be honest with you, mate. Getting back to your original thing, just do it.
Yeah, agreed. There's nothing, you're not going to lose anything by trying, are you?
If you've got a close mate, just ask them.
Yeah.
You know, I'm thinking of doing this. Can you just come and keep me company for 15, 20 minutes? Just do a short, no more than half-hour stream. Don't plan it. Don't schedule it. Just do it. Just go live. Hey, blah, blah, blah. Hello, I'm Bill. Blah, 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 blah. There's me and me mate, and we're doing this for the next half hour. I just sit and do it. And then the minute you start getting a bit, I'm not, all right, I'm getting a bit, that's when you go, right, I've got to shoot, folks. Just a short one to start. We'll be back in the future. Ring the bell, blah, blah, blah. You've done your stream.
Yeah. Especially if you don't announce it or anything and just do it, then you might only get like 2 viewers, but that's great because you thrust yourself into the limelight, but you're not under the pressure of having lots of people watching you, so you can slowly get used to it. And you might even find, because when I did my first few, I was like, I really like doing that.
Yeah.
I like that. I think my first ever stream I had 2 viewers.
Yeah.
I was like, that was fun. I enjoyed that. It was terrifying, but it was fun. And I got that little itch to do more.
Yeah.
And you might get that. So there's nothing to lose by trying.
Nothing to lose, and potentially you got a lot to gain. I mean,
exactly.
Let me know. I'll tune in.
Yeah.
I'll come and say hello to you in the chat and mock you mercilessly because that's what we do.
Oh, yeah. I always try, and you'll laugh here, right? You'll laugh at this now. I always try and be a bit restrained in chat when it's somebody doing their first stream.
yeah,
just because the last thing they need is me doing like a wall of text in the comments constantly. Like when I get excited and I start just banging comments in, it's like, don't make the poor people suffer, Fox.
You and your infamous wall of text messages.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God. It's when I see the 3 dots and they go in and go, and I'm like, oh God, I'm going to get War and Peace. I know it. I know it's coming. That's when I go and get the iPhone glove so that I don't get a callus on my finger where I've been.
Sometimes you need to use 1,000 words to say something that 5 words would not work for.
I know. That's what always makes me laugh with you. It's like, dude, why did you use all of that language just to basically say
those words?
What you could have said in 3 syllables? But that's you. That's what's endearing about you. Because it's like, yeah.
I think my big fear is that say something and somebody doesn't get, because like writing something in text is easily misunderstood, where if you're saying it in person, you can get a point across. And I always get worried that the meaning will be missed, so I overdo it. Your
overzealous use of the entire dictionary to say a 2-word answer makes me giggle. I always have done. Don't ever change that because it's like, yeah, it's what makes you you.
What can I say? I like words.
Yeah,
it also means that if somebody else on a forum asking a question, you put a big long answer, they tend not to bother replying, which means you don't get stuck in a conversation on a forum for weeks about why I can't get my Xbox to connect to my TV or something.
Yeah, it's funny because he'll send me War and Peace, and I just send back, yes, or okay, and then it's another War and Peace. It's basically saying, I was expecting a little bit more than yes. Well, what did you expect? I've answered the question. Yes. And then it'll proceed and proceeds like, dude.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, yeah.
What I like to call Vincent mode.
Yeah, I do. I just say, if I can get away with saying something in a few words, I'll try my best to do that.
Yeah.
I do giggle. It's like, oh, bless him. Right, we got...
Paul Di Tommaso's in, says, hello all, I've lost my mojo and I've tried a number of things to get it back.
Oh dear, you tried lost property?
We looked under the sofa.
That's what I did.
Go and do something else instead and don't think about it. That's the best way I do it.
Absolutely. Hello, Paul, and hello, Dawn. If you're watching, Dawn, hello.
Yeah, if I lose my modelling mojo, I go and play on the Xbox until I get the itch to get back to the bench. Or I do something else. I do some editing or drawing or something. I just go and do something else and don't think about it. You'll get the itch back.
It'll come back when you least expect it to.
You'll be sat on the toilet.
Got an unhealthy obsession with sitting on the toilet.
It's where all the best comedy happens.
Right. We're doing. It's got that.
is a...
Everyone's saying hello to Paul. Our very own Carl Sagan is in, saying afternoon or evening to everyone. Hello, Jeff. How you doing, mate? He hasn't got a quote ready, has he?
I have. It's ready. I was finding the quote on the page. If we long for our planet to be important, there is something we can do about it. We make our world significant by the courage of our questions and by the depth of our answers.
There you go.
It was there. I couldn't find it on the page. You little faith. Toilet itches are a different thing, says Dream Big, Build Small. Hello, Dream Big, Build Small. And Paul says, Dawn says hello.
Oh, bless her. Hello, Dawn.
Is that a new name in chat, Dream Big, Build Small?
Yes. Welcome.
Yes.
Yeah. Welcome to our little world of shenanigans and madness. Life as you knew it has ended. We will corrupt you.
Also, potentially nonsense.
Yeah, we will corrupt you at every opportunity.
PJ says, I like words too, Fox. I've been enjoying them for quite a long time. Words are great.
Yeah, he's a bit of a wordsmith.
Yeah.
If that's your thing, good luck to you.
Every conversation's better if you can get the word poop in there somewhere.
I said you have an unhealthy obsession with pooping.
No, just with the words.
I worry about you.
I wouldn't. I'm fairly self-sustaining, I think.
Self-something.
So, yeah. Ew, modern painting handle, ew. I shall step away for a moment. I shall be back.
And breathe. There you go. Just starting doing a lens on them two guns, because I can. He says, I'll be here for the shenanigans. Oh, you're in the right place then, mate. Yeah, we don't take ourselves too seriously on here, mate. We're just a couple of fellas doing our thing, our own little way, and just trying to have a bit of fun with everyone that tunes in, mate. So welcome. Let's have a little put away of that for a minute. We want a little bit of that and a little bit of that yellow. Rest of them lenses. What else is going on in chat? How have you lost your mojo? You're just not in the mood for building, Paul, painting or anything? Have you got any other hobbies that you can do, like gaming or anything like that? Just to take your mind off of it. It'll come back when you least expect it, mate. It'll come back. But, I think quite a lot of us, anyone in the chat got any solutions as to what they do when they've lost their mojo? What do you do in the chat to get your mojo back when it's waned? You know, I tend to video edit, stuff like that. You know, if I can't sit and build, and I just go and edit some old video footage for the channel, just so that I feel I've achieved something. So that's what I tend to do. Obviously, I've got my Xbox. I'll do a bit of gaming and in the background, but I tend to just focus on something like that because I then feel that I've still been productive to a degree. And that kind of gets me out of it a little bit. Doesn't always work, don't get me wrong. But 90% of the time, it'll get me where I need to be. But I was wondering what I'm actually doing. I'm actually painting a Warhammer Goliath. I've got a picture of it just to my right there. Let's just show you that. One of them is what I'm up to. Painting one of them. From the good old friends at Games Workshop is what I'm up to. Not saying mine's as good as the box art, but I'm having a good go and I'm having a bit of fun whilst I'm doing it, so I'm trying my best. But yeah, have any of you got any little tricks that you use when your mojo is gone? You know, do you bung a playlist on? Do you go off and listen to music? Do you go and do another hobby like an instrument or something like that? All kinds of ways, isn't there? Sometimes I'll sit there if I don't want to build stuff and I know I've got a big build coming up. I'll just sit and do a bit of the planning out with a notebook and pen. Just sit there and try and spawn ideas out of my little brain folds. Anything that will keep me focused or you know, try to get me back at the bench. Sometimes, like I say, just taking a couple of weeks out is what you need. Recharge your batteries, mate. It's happened to everyone, really. You know, the amount of people I know that lose their mojo, it happens to us all. You know, it happened to me recently. I couldn't even look at a model, let alone contemplate building one. So it was like, yeah, okay, let's just take my mind off of it. And I just fired up the Xbox, set that all up, and just started losing myself for a few hours in that. My Xbox is in the cupboard just next to me. So I was playing a game one night and I just started looking at the shelves. I thought, oh, I'll dig that down and start that. And before long, I was back painting. So
I'm back.
He's back. So, yeah, different things can work. Mojo's one of them. It gets us all at the end of the day.
Oh, yeah.
And thing is, don't fight it. Just go with it. Don't force yourself is the key. And, yeah, you'll get it back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, never benefit if you force it.
It will only win.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I've got the burps tonight.
Oh, dear. How'd you get rid of your mojo woes?
Xbox.
Why did I know that would be the answer?
Yeah. It used to be I'd either go off and do drawing and stuff, or I'd play on the Xbox. But nowadays, it's pretty much I'll just do some Xbox time.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's a way to just shut my brain off. I can go off and go into a world where I'm quite happy and safe and doing what I want.
Yeah.
Just forget about everything, and then the urge will come out eventually. And it's usually the case that, you know, I'll be just going off to sleep and I'll start thinking, you know, I could paint this thing and I could do that.
Yeah.
And it's always when I'm just about to go to sleep.
What normally happens to me. So I was saying to you recently when I lost mine, I was just sat here Xboxing. I then started looking at my shelves going, oh, I've got that to paint, I've got that to paint. And then I thought, oh, I've got my projects box, I can paint everything and get that all primed, ready. And so that's what I started doing. And next thing, I'm back live, streaming and building again. So
yeah, just let it come back naturally. Never force it.
No. We've all been guilty of that in the past.
Oh, yeah. Nothing is good in life if you force it. Nothing that's worth doing.
Oh, no. Done that many a time where you, like you say, you try to force the issue and you're like, yeah, I wish I hadn't have done that.
Yeah, that's the big reason why I gave up doing commissions, is because it's just too stressful. You end up a lot of times doing something you don't want to do, but you have to do it. It's like, yeah, that's not conducive to doing your best work.
Oh, yeah. It's always funny when you get someone landed their first commission and they're like the first person in the world that's ever got a commission, you know, the ones. And you're like, yeah, you'll get fed up with it before long.
Yeah.
And then a year down the road, they're like, yeah, I've stopped doing commissions. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, just wait till you've done 6 of those things and you're bored and you hate them completely.
Yeah. I was like, yeah. I went through that with the buses and the cats. It's like, you know, yeah, I don't want to build them anymore. And then, yeah. And then I'm doing a bus for Pete, mate. It's like, yeah. But it had been, 4 years since I'd done one, so.
Yeah. It's like, you know, if you want to try and make money doing modelling, then sell what you build rather than sell your services, because you will just get Murphy's Law will say the kit you hate the most is the one that everyone will want you to build.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Or your favourite kit in the world, by the time you've done 5 of them, you'll hate it.
Yeah, I suffered with tall ships and submarines.
Yeah.
For some reason.
I had to do my 172nd U-boat. I ended up driving the damn thing down to London.
Yeah.
Wow. That was a bad idea, because I couldn't ship it. It was a thorough waste of my time.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's people that love doing commissions. Good luck to them.
Yeah, but not me.
No, it was flattering at first because you're like, damn, I'm getting paid for this. But it's that old rule, innit? That make your hobby your livelihood.
Yeah, and also because when you're doing a commission, you can't do anything wrong. Nothing can go wrong. You can't break anything. You can't screw anything up.
You know all about that, dear, don't you?
I know all about that. Yeah, you can't break anything, because otherwise you've got to... Imagine you spend this hasn't happened to me, but just imagine you spend like 3 weeks building something, painting it, and then you break something. And the only way to resolve it is to start a brand new build. So you have to buy the same kit out your own money and then start building it and painting it again.
Yeah.
Now imagine how you'd feel after that. It's not good.
Oh, yeah. A few people that have had to do that.
Yep. In my case, I was building a heavy arms. I've told this story before. I was building a heavy arms, finished the entire mobile suit, painting the little figure that comes with it that's completely optional that goes on the base, and rolled my chair over it, broke it. I had to buy the whole kit just for this little tiny figure. So I'm great, and I've got another heavy arms kit, but I can't use it as a commission because it's got no figure with it. So, but that was 50 quid. I had to buy the kit for myself just for this little tiny figure.
Shame you don't know anyone with a 3D printer that could probably print you one, isn't it?
Well, this was going back like 7 or 8 years now. Such things were still dark magic and nonsense back in those days.
Witchcraft and tomfoolery, dear.
Oh, yeah. Nowadays, it'd be like, then, yeah, I'll never go back to commission work. It's much less stressful just to build what you want and then try and sell it.
Yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? You know, I know I've been asked the question many a time by people that are interested in starting it. And it's like, look, if that's what you want to do, fine, don't let me dissuade you, but you've asked me my opinion. I owe it to you to give you opinions from my own experiences and other people that I know from their experiences. So.
I mean, somebody might do it and get lucky, and every time they get a commission request, it's something they really want to build, and they have a great time doing it. It's entirely possible. Yeah, in which case, very lucky.
Yeah, have at it. We wish you all the best. We still hate you, but we'll wish you all the best. Yeah,
I mean, there are people that do it for a living, and if you've got a very high boredom threshold and you don't mind doing the same thing over and over again, then, you know, you might take to it like a duck to water. It's not impossible.
Some people like that, don't they? They like that repetitiveness.
Enough people do it. And certainly commission work is more profitable than just selling what you build, because you can never guarantee what you built and want to sell is actually what anybody wants. Whereas at least with a commission, you know there's a customer at the end of it because they've asked you to make it.
Yes.
So it swings and roundabouts.
Just get a deposit.
Yep.
At least cover the cost of the kit and the materials with the deposit. The best advice I can give to anyone.
And also make sure there's a written agreement. Like in writing. What happens if they don't pay?
Oh, really? Is that what a written agreement is, Fox? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Damn, you learn something new every day.
Well, you'd be surprised.
That's it.
Yeah, get everything in writing. Get them to commit to everything.
Surprising how many people don't. I know of one person that invested a lot of money in getting stuff ready for the commission, only for it to be cancelled. And, you know, you're talking 500-600 out of pocket. It's a lot of money, isn't it?
Yep.
Like, we had this conversation though.
The difficulty is with the commission, of course, when that happens is your commission might have been something very specific for that particular person.
Yes.
And you might end up, if they bail before you've even started or when you've finished, you might be left with something that nobody else on the planet would have any interest in. It's like, what do you do with that?
Absolutely. Space Rangers is in saying hello, Space Rangers. How you doing? And says, build what you love. Your passion will show in your work. Absolutely, 100% agree with that. It's all about the passion.
Passion. And never accept payment by PayPal. Bank transfers only.
Yeah.
It's a significant amount. I know somebody who learned that the hard way. And they spent weeks on a model, shipped it out, got to the person claimed it had been damaged irreparably in transit when it wasn't, and then clawed it all back through PayPal.
Yep.
Leaving the person I knew with no money for it and no model.
And was probably posting pictures of it in Facebook going, look at this wonderful model I've built.
Yeah.
Seen that before.
Yeah. Well, they also didn't get a deposit, which was a bit silly.
Yeah.
They learned.
Shame, innit?
Mm-hmm.
Trouble is, there's people out there that do it, mate.
Yep. The trick is if you're doing stuff for commissions and stuff like that, where money's involved, you can't afford to be friendly and do mates. You've got to be serious about it. If you intend on doing it as a living, you almost have to be a little bit mercenary. Otherwise, people will just take advantage and you'll end up screwed.
That's business contract at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's what it is.
No, I'd never go back to it.
Would you never go back to it, dear?
I'd never go back to it. Far too stressful.
Yeah, I don't miss it, to be honest with you.
Did you ever have everyone screw you over?
No, I was pretty lucky, mate. It's just whenever it come through, you always had that, I'd like to commission you for a build. And you're like, okay. And then you would sit there and you think, oh, my God, what are they going to choose? Right. So you would start doing a bit of research of your own. Find out about them, find out whether they've got a channel, what their likes are. And then you would wait to find out that initial, what is it you're going to want.
Yeah.
So you would have the first video call back then, or FaceTime or email, and it'd be like, so what is it you're after? And then they would tell you the kit, and that's when you knew you was either going to go or you was going to go, oh yeah, okay.
Ooh, yeah.
You know, and I don't think I had anyone that was what I would class as over fussy.
No.
But I know of people that did, you know, and I was pretty lucky like that. But it seemed to be with me, a lot of the people either, like I say, specifically wanted tool ships. I'll build them, don't get me wrong, but they're not my preferred forte.
Yeah.
Or they all wanted identical replicas of stuff that I'd done for me channel.
Yeah, that's the worst.
And then, so, you know, it's like anything. For instance, PJ at the moment, he's doing a Bruff Superior. You know, now, if he suddenly got 9 of them in a row, he's going to get to the point where he's like, I really want to build something different.
Yep.
You know, no matter whether you're getting paid for it or not, you do sometimes get to that point where you're like, I really need to move on from these. And
yeah.
That's when I started to fall out of love with it, because it always seemed to be the same thing I was getting asked to do, so I stopped because of that.
Yeah, I mean, I can make Beyblades till the cows come home, but the beauty is I'm not being commissioned. If I was being commissioned constantly, I'd lose the will to live. But if I'm just building them because I want to build it, and then for a bit I might stop.
Yeah.
And then I'll make another one. Then it's different because then I'm building it because I want to. I'm not building it because somebody wants me to build it.
Oh, yeah. You know, I no doubt I'll have it with Insane Blade. Well, I know I've got one more to build because the person who wants it built is co-hosting the show.
I'd love one.
But,
I would pay you well.
You know, and I'll do it because I know that he's itching to paint one.
But at the same time, I know if it takes him 10 years, that's fine.
Yeah.
Because I know what it's like to do something so ridiculously creative. You can't, it's very hard to catch that lightning in the bottle again. And I would never expect you to do that. So I'm just like...
No, I find, it may sound really strange. I actually find that sort of thing pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
But would I want to paint another one? No, because I've built it, I've painted it. That's my experience done with it. If you want me to build you one, I'll build you one, but you can bloody paint it.
Oh, no, I'd want to paint it.
I know you would, because you wouldn't want one of my paint jobs. I know that.
No, not at all. I want to experience painting something, a creation like that.
You've got to make it your own.
I'll buy one painted by you as well if you want.
Oh, God, no. Wouldn't let you suffer that. I couldn't do with a rivet counting to do my head in.
I wouldn't rivet count.
But, no. Oh, that off. I know exactly what you're... I would have used this technique.
No, not at all. I've seen your work. I'd happily pay for a Festa piece.
I would build one. It's going to get difficult to get 6 sponsors unless you want to source them off eBay, but...
Yeah, that's what I'd have to do.
No, I'd happily build you one, mate. I wouldn't build another Orc Stomper. I'm done with Stompers for now.
No, never again. No.
Yeah, I've got the Wirelet to paint, but again, that's such a unique thing, and that's what gives me my buzz. And obviously the squig off, that's going to be something a bit mad as well.
There's a thing on G-Dubs or some of the day. We said, oh, look, it's a new box set they're announcing. It's like, oh, more Orcs, brilliant. Oh, wait, it comes with a Stomper. And not interested.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
Yeah. No, I would happily buy a Festa piece, I'll be perfectly honest.
Yeah, I've actually been asked by another person whether I'd do them a bluey car. It's like, okay. Yeah.
A monster has been created.
Yeah, bluey car was mentioned there, Paige. Sorry, mate.
Yeah.
Squishy alert, Edward's in.
Oh. I don't know why it makes a noise like a Pop-O-Matic game dice shaker.
No idea.
I've decided squishies do.
Yeah, good to see you in, Edward. Hope you're keeping well, mate.
Hello, Edward. Willkommen auf dem Nonsense.
Yeah, apologies to our friend PJ, though, for mentioning the...
Bluey. Sorry, did I say that out loud?
You did.
I didn't mean to say Bluey out loud, sorry. I won't say Bluey out loud again. As much as I can. Try. If I do say Bluey out loud again, let me know.
Yeah, I was going to say you killed it after the third repetition. I know what you was thinking. Damn it, I will get a laugh out of this lot.
I will. You have to say Bluey all night long.
What else have we got? We've got all of those. A bit of Iron Breaker.
Dream Big Build Small says, I want to try painting Warhammer because the sculpts are beautiful, but they are so expensive.
Oh, yeah, they are, mate. For what they are, I think they are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're priced for what... with GW, it's weird because they're priced as how many you would be likely to buy for your tabletop army. So, like, something you would only have one or two of in your army, they charge a lot of money for, often more than the kits are actually worth. There are some kits that work out a lot cheaper than they should be, but that's few and far between.
Yeah.
Like the Orc truck, that was what, 35 quid?
Yeah, whereas the Sentinel, which is the size of a micro dot.
Yeah, it's like 50 quid. But then you get things like the Valkyrie, the Imperial Flyer.
Yeah.
Which is a really big kit, and that's like 35, 40 quid, and that's actually quite a good.
Yeah, it's good money. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yes, it's very strange pricing.
I think that's what puts a lot of people off.
Yeah.
It did me for that reason.
Mm.
You know, it's like, really? You open the box and you're so disappointed that you've got a micro dot in there, you know?
Yeah, especially if you come from traditional, like, non-tabletop gaming models.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. And they're very crafty because the box size doesn't always correlate to the size of what's in there. They're very clever like that.
Nope.
The golden wonder of the modelling world.
Oh, yeah.
I know. Let's put it in a massive box. They'll think they're getting a big kit. Yeah.
You do get some good deals. Some of the box sets they do, you actually, although it's a bargain off of an unreasonable price to start with.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a fix for a problem that they created. But, you know, some of the box sets, you get maybe, let's say, 170 quid worth of stuff for 130 quid. So it works out cheaper, but it's still, you know, some of it's overpriced. Right, that's that bit done.
Yeah, it is one of those. It's a niche market, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I do them because I enjoy the vehicles. I find it therapeutic. I haven't played the game yet. But...
No, I probably never will.
No, exactly. But I'll sit and build them. You know, I've had people reach out. I know when it's done, I'll have that off you. Yeah, all right. Yeah. There are opportunities there, so...
I kind of got into them so I could learn how to brush paint, and I think I'm still learning that. So to me, that's part of the attraction. It's the place that I started to teach myself how to brush paint, or learn how to brush paint, and that was the attraction for me. And I think that got me in, and then I just kind of fell in love a little bit, I think. But even I'll get to the point where there's no more kits that I want to make.
Yeah, Dream Big says it's $70 for the Wasbond on Amazon. Yeah, you wait till you get to Full.Build, mate. God,
yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
I mean, do look at things like some of the online retailers, because you find that like a lot of online retailers will charge a lot less. The GW charge full RRP, of course they do, but retailers are given a lot of sway to charge a lot less.
As I was about to say, if you look in the link in the description of the video, there's a place called Cromlech, one of my affiliates, and they do Full.Build quality resin, but not for Full.Build prices. You know, they'll call a squig off Norzilla.
Oh, yeah.
Just to get around, you know, the copyright and IP and all of that lot. But it's pretty much similar stuff.
Yeah, they're kind of like, they make like proxy parts, proxy pieces, don't they? So counts as. Yeah, and there's some beautiful stuff.
Oh, there are them sort of places there.
Mm-hmm.
Give them a look.
Yep.
That's why the links are in there. It helps you all out.
Yep.
I've got a few of them. I've got quite a few of them that I'm going to be painting up soon as part of the painting tutorial series that I want to launch.
Mm.
So, categories on the channel. I just need to edit the footage that I've been doing. I mean, this is getting filmed. This will be a video when it comes out. So, because I've got my camera just above me there.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Surreptitious picture there of my bare knee. I do apologise, folks.
Are you showing your bare knee on television, young Festa?
Yeah, well, it is rather warm in here, dear.
You have Mary Whitehouse all cogitated.
Better. Cogitate what she wants. Silly doll, yeah.
She could do with a bit of knee.
Yeah. Edward says he only paid 45 for his blaster jet, but that was 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, third-party stores will sell official GW stuff a lot cheaper.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And this is where I'm lucky, because I know I'm not going to be playing the game. I can pretty much build what I want as I want and not really be too, what's the word, het up on complying to what the requirements of the game are.
Oh yeah, yeah. You're not. You do what you want. To you, they're just model kits.
Yeah.
To me as well. I mean, I'd like to get into the game one day, but it probably never will because I'm not got access to anyone else that plays anyway. So.
My lad plays down at GW.
Mm-hmm.
He has dropped several hints about putting a gaming table in.
And you've said to him, listen, you're not the only one hinting, mate. Trust me.
Yeah. Told him there's an house up north that'll fit a gaming table. Go and put it in there.
I wish. Let me know where it is. Which bit are you doing at the minute?
I'm just starting a bit of chipping around the wheel arches.
Ooh. Underneath the wheel
arches.
It's got to be done. You know it's got to be done.
Absolutely. So yeah, I'm just doing a little bit of light chipping, nothing major. I don't want to overdo it. It's that famous phrase that I often use. I don't want to get carried away.
Yeah, unfortunately, I approach chipping like Carl Sagan. Billions and billions. Even though he never actually said that.
In your mind, he did.
Well, it makes the joke work. You're enjoying that vehicle paint job, aren't you?
I am,
Goliath.
It was very, very good a sight to send me this. Cy Reynolds, good friend of mine, sent me this and a big box of Warhammer goodies to play with, and I thoroughly enjoyed it because, like anything, Cy's a Golden Demon winner, so I kind of, I feel that I need to give it at least my best shot because of respect for what he's achieved with painting. And I'm certainly not his level of painting.
He's a Golden Demon winner, isn't he? So.
Yeah, that's a bit like me doing an MFH. It's not going to beat the PJ standard because there's only one God in the community, and I'm certainly not here.
Yeah. No point aspiring to things we can never achieve.
Exactly, He's now sitting there going, I'll get him.
Yep.
But no, it's one of them. I wanted to. It's like I've said many a time before. When someone takes the time to send me something, I want to be seen to have respected the gift and their generosity, and that's what I try to do. Best work. And I try to savour it for as long as I can. I'd also get as much airtime out of it so that I can promote the person's generosity as well, because that's the thing for me. And yeah. I just want to do it justice as best as I can. Bit like the Harley Quinn, when you sent me the Harley Quinn Star Weaver.
Yep.
Now, you wasn't demanding I do a museum quality paint job.
No,
I wanted to give it my best shot. That's why I went for the diamond paint scheme on it. Because I thought, well, it shows to you that I'm treating it seriously.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's just how I am. Bit of an old wet blanket.
If somebody gives you a gift, you do your best with it.
Of course you do. It shows respect, doesn't it?
I must do the kill rig that Si sent me.
But I keep
burpage.
I keep that in mind because it just shows the person that you respect what they've done for you, and I'm all for that. Yeah, I've enjoyed it. It's a different colour scheme to what I've done before. I've not done much light work. I tend to do the darker yellows and weathered stuff, but I've wanted to keep this as light as possible and just have a thin breeze of road dirt because I actually like the colour on the box art. So
yeah, and it's a good bit of industrial design as well.
Yeah, so that's where I've kind of gone with it. Would I say it's the size level of painting? No, I wouldn't, because I'm not a golden demon painter.
Yeah, none of us are at that level.
And I don't aspire to be. It's no disrespect, but when you're painting to that level, I think that you're almost, it's a job, isn't it? It's almost, you're having to, because that's what it requires. And for me, this is a hobby of fun. And if I was to try and do them sort of professional paint jobs, I'd lose my fun.
Yeah. I'm quite happy at my tabletop level painting skills. I'm sure if I applied myself, eventually I could maybe get much better, but I don't feel
there's a challenge then.
No, I'm quite happy being an average tabletop-y type painter. I haven't got the patience to paint to that level.
No, to me, it's a whole skill level Japan thing, isn't it? It's a different level.
Yeah. To me, it's. I'm sure if I learned and I trained and I practiced, I could probably get very good. But I get bored far too fast before I ever finished anything.
It's like the folks that paint for competition. I've never entered a model into a competition because I don't think I'm good enough. But also, why would I want to put myself under pressure?
Yep.
I want to enjoy the hobby, not worry about it winning gold stars, because I'd rather leave that for the people that enjoy that. I personally don't. There's nothing against the people that do it. Don't get me wrong. It's not for me. I don't think I'm good enough. It saves anyone else thinking that that's the reason, because I don't think I'm good enough. But I'm not in the hobby for that anyway. I'm in it for fun.
Yeah.
As we would say.
You're not in it for accolades or to impress anybody.
I'm not in it for attaboys and all of that lot. That don't float my boat. When someone says, "Oh, I like your work," that's good enough for me. I'm happy with that.
Yep.
You know, not everyone does. You know, it's up to them. It's all about opinions at the end of the day.
Ultimately, we all get something different out of the same hobby. So.
Of course we do.
Yep.
It's one of them. But I know there's a lot of people out there, you know, they're competition orientated. It is what they're in it for. They've got to have that competition rush. Well, good luck to them.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that at all.
Nothing wrong with that at all. That's their thing. Good luck to them.
That's what floats you about.
Makes them happy.
For me, it's just down to patience and boredom, and I get so easily bored that anything more complex than I currently do, and it'd just be a losing battle. I mean, I might occasionally get so into a paint job that I might, put all that extra effort into it.
Yeah.
But that's because I'm just enjoying it. But at the same time, if I was trying to get that kind of level, then I don't think I would be able to, but I'd be like, I'm bored now. I've been painting this head for like a week.
Yeah, it's a strange one, you know. I'm fascinated by the whole competition thing, you know. I like seeing the work, and you can look at it and go, that is someone that is worthy of their place in that competition, because that is a stunning piece of art. And I get that. It's just not my personal aim in the hobby.
Oh, apparently I didn't win Duncan's thing this month.
Oh, didn't you? Oh.
No. Well, I haven't had an email, and he said hit the win. Congratulations to some bloke who's the winner. I guess he didn't say who the runners-up were. So I guess I didn't win, which is fine. I didn't
Lamekins. Do you want to show me on the dolly where the horrible Duncan hurt you? Come on.
It touched me in the not winning the prize place.
Yeah.
No, I didn't expect it. There was some awesome work on the thing this month. So
yeah. That means you'll be entering again next month.
No. It was just happened that it was a category that I had at least something I could show. So.
Oh dear! I'm welling up now.
No, don't be daft. I didn't expect to win.
I'm welling up. Oh, Lamekins. Oh. Do you want to hug it out? You do, don't you?
No, I mean, I always want hugs, but I don't want hugs for that.
Oh.
I mean, I might have got second place. I don't know. I don't know who the runners-up were.
Well, it wasn't me, mate. That's all I can tell you. Mind you, I'd like to enter the insane blade in just to see what Duncan's reaction would be. Oh my God, what an abomination!
This month's challenge is nonsense. Oh, you want nonsense? Let me show you nonsense.
Oh, I can trump your nonsense. You think that's nonsense? Ha ha.
Yeah.
Max McGinn, bless him, he so wants to sit and work out the points for it. It's brilliant. I said to him, mate, I'll do a 360 video of it. I'll send it up to you. You can sit and work out the points. Mate, he's made up. He's like, oh.
He'll also go around and write a list of what all the weapons are, so you know.
Yeah. He'll be quoting all his law books. Oh, mate, he's going to be spending weeks on it. I did offer to ship it up to him so that he could see it himself, you know. And
did you ever put a squid catapult on it?
That's on the what's his name one, isn't it? It's on it's on the battle wagon, isn't it?
That's right. That's right.
That's the one with the squid catapult.
Is that the one that's got the trailer, or is that the Beyblade? Is that the insane blade?
No, that's got the trailer, the battle wagon, because it's got the Titanic ship's funnel on it as well, hasn't
That's
it?
Right. That's right.
So Nigel won it over at Nigel's modelling bench. Said, I bet you wouldn't build a Titanic funnel on there. Ha! What a bet. It's on there the following
because it's
week.
the insane blade that's got the rope bridge.
Yeah, it's got the rope bridge to sail on the crow's nest in it, and the cranes and all of that lot.
Festa is the only person in the world that can justifiably get away with saying, I built a tank and it's got a rope bridge.
Yep.
And a crow's nest. Nobody else can get away with that.
No. Got a ball and chain. Yeah, I think I got carried away, didn't you?
Nah.
It's coming down.
Started with it.
Coming down soon.
Ooh.
Oh, yes.
Carried away. He barely even started with that puppy.
Yeah, it's coming down off of its high perch because it's going to go on the to-be painted shelf. So I can just grab it, do little bits and pieces on it as and when.
Yep.
It's the only way it's going to get painted. Otherwise, it's just going to sit up there, isn't it?
Forever, yes.
It's been up there, what, 18 months or so?
Something like that. A goodly while.
Yeah, so it's not going to paint itself, is it?
Nah.
Damn it. That's a while out of a paint job. What have I gone and done?
What have you gotten yourself into, hey?
It's another fine mess you're getting yourself into. Ollie!
I don't know why I'm getting the Three Stooges in your Laurel and Hardy joke.
No idea, mate.
It may have made sense at the time.
Oh, thank you, PJ. You are a bloody legend, mate. I had lost track of time there, mate. So, yeah. Thanks for that, buddy. I'll do that now.
What's that standing up?
Yeah. It's always reluctant to tell me off. I need
It
it.
needs to be done.
So that's a good opportunity. I've just got to grab me bench and stand up for a little bit, folks.
Yes. Yeah, I'm useless at reminding because I'm busy painting as well, so I always don't even notice it's 2 o'clock. So, I'm a bit rubbish.
Good for you, PJ. I owe you one, mate.
Yep.
Oh, dear.
Is that better?
Yeah, it is actually.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh.
Get all your expansion joints going.
Yeah, it's doing it without trying to blurt anything out that is...
Well, it's not so bad on your own stream.
Yeah, but if I can get away with giving them a reason to steal all my income, then I will.
Yes.
I haven't seen what it's like tonight, but we'll see.
I've got a whole bunch of prints on the PC, but my Photon A is too small. I need a bigger printer. Photon S, he says Paul.
Yes. Yeah, I'll break the prints down into smaller parts, mate, and just key them together. That's all I do with my figures. Torso, arms and that, I'll just break them down. Mesh mixer, blender, anything like that, just break them down into smaller assemblies.
Blender? I hardly knew her. See what I did there?
Yeah, she worked down to sewing shop. That's what I did.
You went all northern then. I'm proud of you, lad.
No, you're like that, but
I like it when you channel your inner northerner. See, you are a token northerner, really. Not token, what's the word I'm looking for? Honorary northerner. because you have access to the mushy peas and the gravy.
I am married to a Scot, don't forget. So.
Oh, I know, but I mean, northerner, not like a Scot.
Yeah. But
you're not a northerner because you've got access to mushy peas and gravy.
Yeah, I think it's our chippy that does it.
Yeah. I think they put something in your chippy stuff that makes you turn a bit northern.
Yeah, northern gravy.
It happened this week, lad.
Yeah.
That's gradely.
Bill says, I put some black streaks and a coat of gloss varnish on a biplane prop. I was chuffed with that because it vaguely resembled wood. Good man. See, it's a start.
Mm-hmm.
Start, mate.
Yep.
I got a Boot Hill Express over there. That was my first wood grain project. And Tony over at Elgin 35 thought it was actually wood.
Well, there you go.
And I was like, no, it's plastic, mate. How the hell did you do that? I was like, yeah, he was pleasantly shocked at that. Like when I decal wrapped that bubble car with it, the amount of people that reached out and went, if I hadn't have seen that myself, I would have thought that was impossible to do that with a decal.
Yeah. You have to wrap it all over it.
Yeah, Frankie was like, I've never seen a decal stretched like that. Said, you have now.
That's why your nickname is the Decal Whisperer in one group.
Yes, I am known as that, the Decal Whisperer. But again, it's just something different, isn't it?
Haven't yet met a decal that you couldn't caress into submission.
They all end up complying, mate.
Oh, yeah. Sounds rather ominous in some ways.
Yeah. Resistance is futile.
He's there going to the decal going, I've got news for you. There is no bathroom.
Yeah. You need to close your boots on your motorcycle.
You will conform to the surface. I can't make up lines in the Arnie voice. It doesn't work.
It sounded more like Toto Wolff then, for some reason.
Yeah, I need a line that actually spoke. I'm completely off camera. Let me move my camera up a bit. That's better. You can see when I'm painting stuff.
Look at that, both tuning in together.
I know. Well, it's like having a double dose of radio too.
We sat here one night after a show. We was finishing each other's sentences. Oh, really?
It was nice the other night that we were both hanging out on Xbox, basically. Playing individually, playing our own games. Like, I was playing one game, he's playing another. And we just sat there quite quietly. Not necessarily chatting or anything, just I was playing my game, Festa was playing his.
Yeah. Did you notice the operative word there, PJ, that Fox used? He was quiet.
It
has been known.
Maybe not in public.
Yeah. It was funny though, wasn't it? A good 20 minutes went by and we were like, you do realise? Yeah.
Yeah. And then you were narrating your game for a bit. That was fun.
Yeah, something I do. It's a bit like what I do on lives. I'm just sitting there yattering away and it's like, I'm not live. I'm just narrating what I was doing.
Yeah.
I think that's because I'm getting close to doing a gaming stream.
Boom, boom, boom.
So
you think you're ready?
I'm building up to something that I might stream out. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, look forward to it.
If you want to see a disastrous newbie gamer at work destroying everything that you should be doing in a computer game, I'm the guy to come and watch.
Make of it what you will. There's no should.
Well, it's like anything. We all have to learn somewhere.
Yeah, we'll start at some point. There's always our first pair of shoes. I don't know what that means. It sounds good, though.
Yeah. Not too many chips on this, just a few.
Chips.
Oh, I had bangers, mash and mushy peas before I came live.
Mushy peas. tin mushy peas. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Proper good stuff. H proper looks after you, doesn't she? She's absolutely a keeper.
She does. She has a diary, a food diary, obviously for the diabetes side of things, and she sticks to it religiously and keeps me right, if that makes sense. Because if it was left to me, I would just pick out and takeaways because I'm a bloke, I'm useless. But no, she keeps my diet very, I can't think of the word.
Correct. Regimented, safe.
Regimented,
healthy.
That's it.
Regimented.
Yeah, regimented and healthy, yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Any significant other that provides you with mushy peas is absolutely a keeper.
oh, absolutely, mate.
And a national treasure.
Oh, I know she's a national treasure, mate. Bloody hell.
Yeah.
She needs a medal, mate, that girl.
It's a blue plaque.
It's a bit of a hard coat, don't need that, because, oh, yes, I do need that. Did we do my yellow shade? That could actually do with, does it need it? Yeah, let's give that a little bit more.
Decisions are being made.
Oh,
Ooh. Chips are ready. Wait for the sausage.
just needs a little bit more. A little bit more. Just along underneath that crimson.
What green was that?
Just to give that a little bit more.
Death World Forest.
That's it. It's probably not coming out on camera, but to me, I can just make that out. Oh, lush.
What are you doing?
I'm just doing a little bit of staining transition on my stack pipes.
Stack pipes.
Is what I'm doing. A little bit more on them gun barrel. Just a tad. Oh, doesn't need a lot.
Just for people watching, am I still in focus or am I out of focus? Do let me know. I can't tell.
Yeah, it looks all right to me.
Cool. I moved my camera, didn't I? So you never know.
Oh, what does my opinion matter? My opinion counts for nothing, mate.
Your opinion's just as important as everybody else's because I can't tell if I'm in focus or not.
Yeah, but I wear magnifiers just to see a computer monitor. You're now rethinking, aren't you? You're like, yeah, I'll ask the chat because, yeah, Festa's as blind as a bat.
No.
Oh, Panzer's in. Hello, Panzer.
Hey,
How
Panzer.
you doing? He says, morning, folks. Festa Foxx, hugs and chat hugs. Hello, Pans. Nice to see you in, mate. I hope you're keeping well. Best regards and all of that. Look,
Yes.
have a bit of that on there.
A little bit of that. I decided to paint some of these rags green.
Oh,
no
right,
real reason.
yeah.
No real reason. Just thought, let's give
No
a couple
real
of them some
reason,
green
apart from the
rags.
fact that you can.
I can indeed.
There you go. That's a bit of hard coat. Hard coat. It's
Hard
coat.
coat.
It's coat. Because it's hard.
It's not well hard, but it's hard.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it'd be well hard coat.
Yeah. Really hard coat. Okay. Let's give that.
It's tricky when you've got like squads of people, figures in rags and stuff or random clothes, as to choose what colour. Like if you do poxwalkers, they've got like utilitarian clothes on because they're all like workers and stuff. But it's like the box and artwork always has them in like orange pants and stuff, and it's like choosing random colours is actually quite hard. It's like you don't want them all to have brown on the same colour basis. But
That's right.
shake that paint.
Apologies for the noise.
It's all right. It's a pleasant little sound, actually. It's the mushy peas working their way through.
No, it is my vortex shaker. There you go. Can always tell it kicks in because the ball bearing starts rattling then. There you go.
Activate the vortex. Oh, I didn't paint his arm, you sponge.
You've been stung, are you?
Got an entire arm on this dude, I'm not even painted.
Where is it?
I thought it was rags, but it's not. It's bare flesh.
Maybe that one. Yeah, it's that one. Right.
Bare flesh. Painted. Excuse you, Colin, says Aswood.
Oh, bless, yeah.
For a second there, I thought Fox was dropping one, says Panzer.
Wouldn't be the first time, would it, mate?
No, if it was me, I would announce it first.
Yeah.
Panzer says, I'm currently on what has become the fastest 30 minutes in my working day. That'll be lunch then.
Oh, good man, yeah.
Time for lunch, and I'm back.
Yeah, it's always the way, though, isn't it? You sit there and you think, yeah, half hour, yeah, chillax. It's like, yeah. As soon as you unpack your sandwiches, you might as well just be putting them straight back in.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
A little bit of rust.
A little bit of toast. Oh, rust, sorry. See what I did there?
I did see what you did there, mate. I was pretty much impressed, mate. Paul D. Tommaso says, Fallout 4 coming to next-gen consoles with new content. Oh, there you go.
Yep. It's not as impressive as we were hoping it would be.
What's that, the game or the TV show?
No, the next-gen upgrade for Fallout 4. A lot of people got themselves worked up into a tiz thinking we were going to get loads of new content and they were going to expand the mod allowance on Xbox and all this other stuff and whole new textures. It's like they're just making it like native to Xbox Series consoles so it can do 4K 30 or maybe, I don't know, 1440p 60 or something like that without using backward compatibility, plus some like bits in the download store thing. Still good because, you know, if you try and run it at 60 frames at the minute on the Series X, it looks like garbage.
Yeah.
Because it drops down all the quality. So, but a lot of people were thinking it was going to be this amazing thing. It's like, no, it'll just be a nice little upgrade.
Yeah.
So it looks nice on your Series consoles or your PS5.
You're right there. You said PS5, mate. You know, normally you get a Switch.
No, I'm not a fanboy for consoles.
No, I've heard it all now.
No, nothing drives me more nuts than the stupid console wars.
No, I don't see the point of it.
I'm an Xbox man through and through, but I don't, you know, I don't have anything against people that prefer PlayStation.
It's like the whole PC and Mac debate. I use both. Yeah. So, you know, I've got... Yeah, it's like my son. He's got iMac and he's also got Windows systems, you know.
Yep.
I use both.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. People say to me, why are you on Xbox? Because I've been on Xbox for 20 years and it's where my games library is.
Yeah. No, I mean, my last console was a PS2.
Mm, yeah.
And it was like, well, trying an Xbox. So,
yeah, I had a PlayStation 2, I had a PS Vita.
Yeah, my PS2 is, what can we say, slightly modified.
Hmm. Yeah, no, it's just that's where my game library is, and it, for a long time, it was where all my friends were, so
yeah.
I had no reason to have a PlayStation. But no, I don't really care. All this console war rubbish, just, you see it in threads and on Twitter and on forums, it's like, oh, just
yeah, what's the point of all of that? I don't get it, because at the end of the day,
my console's better than yours.
Yeah, people choose what they choose, and good luck to them.
My console's better than yours, your console's not as good as mine. Who cares? Just enjoy what you've got and let other people enjoy what they've got. And shut up. The thing is, they're all like They're all teenage children anyway, these idiots.
Doesn't bother you in any way then, no? Is that what you're saying?
It bothers me that people waste their entire time being console warriors. It's like, really?
Yeah, so cue the wibble here, folks. It's coming. I can feel it.
No, not at all. I just hate when people are just stupid about things that they don't need to be stupid about.
Yeah. It's not having a
About
wibble.
irrelevant nonsense. No. Nope. It's just very silly.
Unnecessary.
Yeah. It's just tribalism, isn't it?
I think so.
People will always like have that opinion about something, or say games could be anything. But it's like, there's always
I don't get
tribalism about something. No.
But it is what it is. You're going to get it everywhere.
Yeah. It's like you enjoy what you like, let other people enjoy what they like. And there you go.
Yeah.
Who cares?
It's that big picture scenario again, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
People go, I can't believe you got one of them. Why is that then? Did I need to report to you then before I went out and bought it?
Yep.
Who are you anyway?
Yeah. It's just, it's another way that people who you need to block from your filter from your feeds announce themselves as people that you should block from your feed. It's quite handy, really.
Oh, yeah.
It's almost like somebody put a post and said, hi, if you're an absolute spoon I'm not going to listen to, could you just please announce yourself now and I'll block you now? Okay, here we go. I like this and not that. Bye.
I like peas.
Click.
You knew that was coming.
I like peas.
I like all the peas. Lots of peas.
I like peas and slow-moving waterways.
I don't like waterways, though. I like peas.
Not like keen on waterways.
No, I don't like water. Can't float.
No. Batteries don't work.
Oh, I wondered whether the theme for Titanic was playing when that went down. Right.
Probably just more the Russian national anthem. Oh, I'm stuck halfway.
I'm trying to be so good because I know we're both going to hell. So
well, we know we're going now. So the point being lies, yeah. And no, we're never going to explain that. Not ever.
No.
Do. Anybody out there watch Fallout? I watched it all yesterday. I binged it all yesterday.
I watched episode 1.
I loved it.
I got as far as the sea scene. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to give any spoilers out.
No. Spoilers in chat now.
That's quite a generic wording as well. It's not a spoiler, that one.
Yeah. Yeah. There's always somebody in chat that'll say something, so come on, chat, no spoilers.
But I think Sasha was saying, wasn't it, that she's not watched it yet, so...
Yeah.
I'm lucky because I don't know the story.
Yeah. You don't know the setting or the lore or anything like that.
No, I don't know it. So for me, it's a TV show. I've got the games, got them on Game Pass. Is it Game Pass or have I actually bought them? I can't remember now.
Yeah, I think you bought them, I think. Yeah, it's one of those shows that, I mean, if you know the lore, it adds a whole new dimension to it, and it's just brilliant. If you don't know the lore, you can probably still enjoy it. Or you might not as much. Maybe there'll be a lot of stuff that won't make any sense, but it might still work for you as a standalone show. It's kind of agnostic to that a little bit. I thought it was very, very good. There's a lot of people complaining because they think it's retconned a load of the lore, and it's like, no, it's just you don't know how to read a diagram properly. That's all I'm going to say. But no, I thought it was brilliant.
I'm sure now that they know that, they'll make more episodes.
I think it's rumoured to be already greenlit for a season 2.
Oh, right.
It ends on a thing that
No spoilers, dear.
I'm not going to give spoilers, don't worry. The way it ends is obvious that it's not the finish of the story. But then again, it's Amazon, you say. Will we get a season 2? Hey?
Yeah.
Will we get a season 2? Will we get a season 3? Yeah, you never know. I think they know it did really well. I think there'll be definitely a season 2.
Well, they'll be missing a trick if they don't, by the sound of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's mixed reviews, isn't it? Some people think it's good, some people don't. I'm lucky, like I say, I'm not even fully through the first episode there, but I shall go back to it.
Yeah.
It's just my videos wouldn't upload themselves this morning, so I stopped.
No.
I went and did the rest of my editing because I had set myself that task.
To do. Yeah, you had stuff to do.
So,
one. Oh, pink. What colour is one? One is...
bit of that on there.
Gawthor brown.
It's
the boring brown. There we go.
Not too sure about the uniform.
My name's Gawthor Brown and I'm really boring.
Do you like peas?
It likes peas.
I like peas.
Gawthor Brown also doesn't like shallow, slow-moving water.
Use some of that, my son.
Right, I got this out to paint a bit and I don't even know which bit was painting now. Well done.
How are we doing in the chat there? LWM Bill says, so glad that they used the Fallout 4 soundtrack. EC Idaho is in, even. EC Idaho. How are you? Hello, mate. How are you doing?
I noticed the in the music they had a little nod to the Fallout theme a few times, just a little bit of a hint.
Oh, right.
The Fallout 3 and 4 theme in some moments. It was quite nice. No, I thought it was great.
Oh, yeah, I gathered that.
Fiji.
Did you think it was great?
I thought it was great.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of them, like I say, I had no prior conception or opinions on it because I haven't played the game. So for me, it's, if anything, it's probably going to get me into the game.
You never know.
Got Borderlands to do yet as well. Oh, so looking forward to that.
There's a movie of that coming out, but whether it'll be any good, I don't know.
Yeah, well, don't prejudge, dear.
No, not at all.
Yeah, you know what that means, folks. Peter's prejudging already.
Well, when it's movies, it's a harder sell because
who's making it?
No, oh God, it's a director that's made.
Not Acme Studios, is it? Because
no, it's some director that made some nonsense film, but it's been through like 8 different directors and it's been delayed so many times. This is why a lot of people are like, this is going to be terrible. It's been through like multiple directors and rewritten several times.
Yeah, it's going to go out to Acme Production Inc., isn't it?
Yeah, so I mean, I think it comes out in a month or 2, but it's like, if it had just been like announced and then made and released, it might be good, but because it's been through the mill a few times, it's like,
oh dear.
It might be all right. I'm hoping it is. The trailer looks all right. I'm not sure about Jack Black as Claptrap, though.
Oh.
But, you know, hey, maybe. We'll see how he does.
Yeah, that's casting that's a bit strange. But there must be something in it.
Yeah, I'm certainly up for a Borderlands movie, don't get me wrong. Big time. I love Borderlands.
There must be a reason he was chosen.
They're all the main cast are well-known actors. Their choice for Roland the Soldier who is a big, massive guy, is a small, tiny man.
Oh.
So, not sure about that one. Not small, tiny, but he's a little fella. It's like not really projecting Roland that much, seeing as Roland's like a soldier.
It's a bit like casting Chris as Chewbacca then, is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah, when you've got his mate Paul readily available to be Chewbacca, and you go for Chris instead.
Yeah, Chris is more Ewok scale, isn't he? Cuddly little Chris, you know.
Chris is more like, Womp Rat.
Bless him. His ears will be burning now. You know they will.
The funny thing with Chris is he's actually like the same height as me, I think, or even maybe a little slightly taller than me.
I think he's taller than you, actually, having met you both.
Yeah, but just because he sent that picture of him stood next to that guy, he's like about 10 foot tall.
He's forever going to be a microscopic person, isn't he?
Little tiny wee fella.
Yeah, this one's near, this is far away.
He said, this is our mate, because he does archery, and there's a guy at archery. He says, this is our mate, and I can't remember what his name was, but they call him Hodor. If you watch Game of Thrones, you'll get that. And he's about 10 foot tall in every direction. And it was a picture of Chris getting a hug from this guy, and Chris just disappeared into him somewhere. I was like, wow, Chris, are you really tiny, or is he really big?
Chris is like, trust me to choose the massive fella. Yeah.
Well, Chris said, he's really big, and I went, no, I think you're just really tiny, and I've decided now.
Well, Chris took me up to KA.Models, bless him. He came and picked me up when we all met up there. And even when he was sat in the driver's seat, I was like, not taller than I thought you was. He said, He said, I'm not small. And then I met Fox. It's like, yeah, Chris is taller than you.
Yeah, but we still mock him. If you don't know, this is Chris at Crush Models, by the way. Our friend Chris. Anyone doesn't know. Yeah, we all mock him for being tiny.
Oh, yeah. And then, of course, you got the other extreme, which is Paul Stewart. This man can launch a hug from 200 metres away and comes in at you like a stealth missile. You don't know he's coming until he's landed.
Yeah.
He's got to be the king of huggers, isn't he?
Yeah. He's a big lad, and yet he can appear from nowhere and give you a surprise hug without you realising it.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Frighten the bloody life out of me, he will. Because he was gutted that he missed the meet-up, because he said, I would have got you.
Yeah, because Festa's not a hugger, are you?
No, I'm not a hugger, no. Far as Paul Stewart's concerned, that's an out-and-out challenge to him.
Yeah. It's like, you would say to him, I'm not a hugger, and he'd be like, no.
Yeah. You will be when I'm done with you, yeah.
Yeah.
So he has threatened to get me, so...
Yep. Don't know anything about Fallout, says Paige. Might add to my watch list, not sure. It's worth a watch. I say, even if you don't know anything about Fallout, it's still quite good fun. There'll be a lot of stuff that might not make any sense right away, but it's still kind of good fun.
I don't even know whether Paige is a gamer or not. I don't know. Never asked him.
I think he's got an Xbox, I think he said. I think. Or he might have a
never
PC
asked,
plays games on.
Never asked him.
No. I seem to have a memory that he said he was. If you are, Pete, then I would recommend the Fallout games. Fallout 3, 4, and... 3, New Vegas, and 4. Leave it at that. Hundreds of hours. Fun to be had.
He says currently he's working his way through Series 2 of Invasion and S2 of Foundation on Apple TV. Oh, nice one.
Oh, yeah. Apple TV. EC Idaho, you said that is in. I also said EC Idaho.
Yeah, nice to see you, mate.
Yeah, LWM says about the Fallout series, there'll be a season 2, then 3, then a rushed 4, and final series that makes no sense knowing Amazon. Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
They'll have a big, long story arc that takes like 4.5 seasons to get going, then they wrap it up in the last 2 episodes.
Yeah. I hate it when companies do that. It does my head in.
Yeah. Peter Panzer says, PJ, give it a go, you'll find it rewarding. Don't forget to give a thumbs up, people, if you like the show, says Edward.
Yeah, helps keep the channel going. It helps with the algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
Helps the algorithm recommend the channel to folks. So, yeah, it really helps me out.
Peach says, I'll probably watch the first 2 episodes, then make a judgment call on whether or not to watch the rest. The first 2 episodes are like the setup episodes, like you get with everything. So it's like introducing the characters and everything else. So give it 3 episodes, just to be safe. Because it's a slow start. It's like one of them things. It's always like the setup for the first 1 or 2 episodes, like most stuff. It's always the way nowadays. Talking of TV lore, if you're a fan of Community, the film is coming out finally, so the whole 6 series, the movie prophecy is being fulfilled. If you know, you know. Never heard of that. Paul Di Tommaso says to PJ, 2 episodes is a quarter of the way through. You may as well watch it all. Yeah, it's only 8 episodes. No, PJ isn't a gamer and he doesn't own any kind of game M/C, says PJ.
Oh,
In
right.
the third person, bizarrely. I mean, if you're not a gamer, there's nothing stopping you doing a quick read up on some of the lore. There's a lot of like quick primers out there for people that haven't played the games, and it's fascinating.
Yeah, I'm quite late to the world of gaming. Like I say, I had a break from it for years. Right. Let's have a look at that.
If you know the lore, well, if you don't know the lore, and I'm not going to give any spoilers, don't panic, but there's some things they deal with in the show where people who know the lore will be like, oh, whoa, they address that. Wow. Things that, if you know, you know. Gives it an extra level of depth. It was all right. I enjoyed it. Since the start of the year, says Panzer, I have worked my way through all 5 seasons of The Handmaid's Tale. Never watched that.
No, I've not.
No.
Let's see. Oh, where's that go? That goes on there. Okay.
Paul Desbasso says, whoa! I don't know why.
Neither does he, but if he's happy, he's happy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Rub. Right, let's have a look again. What is that supposed to be?
That's that painted. What time do you want to go to, Spud?
No later than 3, mate. Don't mind.
Okay.
That'll be enough for me for today.
'Tis your call.
Actually, we'll use the lighter brush in the brush for that. Yeah, that'll be enough then.
Cool.
Right. What have we got? We've got a frame. Because I've got to replicate that. What's on the box? Let's see whether we can.
What's on the box?
We can replicate that somehow. Looks like some kind of frame. Don't start shaking, Wilkinson. That's better. Just want to rough it out for now. I'm narrating to myself again, aren't I?
That's all right. That's all right. Nothing wrong with that. I'm sticking my tongue out and painting, so I'm...
Yeah, I'm just freehanding a glyph.
Ooh. Nice.
Because why not? Because there's no decal for it, so I might as well just paint it by hand.
It's where you get a ton of satisfaction when you do stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to step away, but hopefully I should be back before we finish. Won't be long. Back in a minute.
Yeah, no worries, I heard you. There you go. So that's what I'm doing. Basically, on the side, it's painted, or got painted, little glyphs and stuff. So I've got to try and replicate that. And there's also one on the door behind the geyser. So I want to try and simulate them as best as I can. So I've just got to freehand them on. So that's what I'm doing. I'm starting off with the frame, and then I shall be working my way round doing the glyph. So that'll be the plan. That'll be what I'm trying to do, folks. Whether or not it'll come out as good as the box art, I can't guarantee, but I'll have a go. Because why not? Actually, let's just move that away from your legs. It's sticking to you because you're a bit hot, Wilkinson. Let's see. Breathe out. I always do me stuff on and out breath. Just personal choice. Just to give me an idea of the shape I want. And it sort of comes up around the way. And then comes background. So it's almost like a background sea is the best way of describing it. So let's just try and dot the outline in place. And then I can see where I go, because I can go back over it and chip it and tone it down later. I just want to kind of get a rough facsimile of it. Is that the word? Or approximation, that's the word, of what I'm after. And then we can start fading it down. That'd be the plan anyway. And that's where these little yellow brushes come into their own. Because I'm barely putting any paint on. I'm just literally touching the undercoat or the underlayer of the paint. And just beginning to draw the glyph on, see, bit by bit. Because it's quite faded, see, so I shall go over it again and add a bit of the blues and stuff just to fade it down again. But I don't want to go too bold with the red because I know I'm going to be fading it a bit. So just a rough approximation of it's all I want. Something like that, just to give me a inkling, is all I want. And it's got the same on the shutter door. So again, just run the paint along the brush, a bit like the old pinstriping ways that we used to do back in the day. And then just do the same on the shutter door. There's one on that shutter door, but luckily for me, my shutter door that side's rolled up, so I ain't got to worry about it. Okay, so we got a line going across there, so let's put that in. And the beauty of this is I can slide the brush right in and just get that started. Just put a bit of water on there, just to wet the paint down a bit. And then see if we can hook my fingers right underneath. Okay, just like that. That's that line in. Where's the artwork gone? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's about 6 high. It's not a massive design. Ends about there. Like that. There you go. And then we can bring it back now. Just bring it up. The shutter. There's got a bloke standing in front of this anyway, so yeah, there you go. So it's a bit like so, and then we can start replicating that little shape again. Just start that off. Come around like that. Back underneath reasonably. So, just to get a rough idea of it, and then come back up the way. Go. Want that nice and faded, that one. Just like so. And then send a couple of paint runs down the door. It looks like it's freshly done. There you go. Paul's off. See you later, Paul. My, there you go. He says, take care, everyone. See you next time. You take care, mate. Love to you and Dom. My, there you go, mate. Apparently, Panzer's getting in touch with his feminine side. Oh, really? Okay. What do we call you, Mabel? Let's just get that clean. Just gently do that, and then allow me knuckle for a minute. Everyone say goodbye there. Paul, it's a dystopian drama based in the US. Give it a couple of episodes, yes. Yeah, I mean, I got a little ways through it, Pans. I haven't watched the whole of an episode yet. So for me, it's learning the story, you know. It certainly looks like it's going to be well made. So, yeah, I like the concept. So having not played the game, you know, I can imagine once I've watched it, it will certainly spark me curiosity to give the game a go. So it's a win-win then, isn't it? Right, what have we got? We got a little bit of Enrician is required. Just go over some of that glyph just to fade it down. So we'll do that. Keep the Mephiston out just in case I need to go back there. Because you never know. I could end up spoiling it because why not? Go. Right. Couple of dots of that. I've got some. What's the Harry Lime? Got 15 minutes. I could possibly start chipping a bit of the yellow in there as well. So we'll give that a go. We'll see where we get to. I'll go full screen actually whilst little Law Fauntleroy's off. Let's full screen a minute. There you go. You can see what I'm up to. I've done a bit of the glyph. I just now want to go over that and put some of the dots of the Fredericia back in just to try to make it a bit chipped. A little bit faded in a few places. Nothing major, just enough. Same with the edges. Just lose some of them. Doesn't take much, but you're just trying to create the illusion that someone has thrown a stencil on the side and just quickly spray painted their symbol. And then over time it's got a bit clagged, a bit knackered, and yeah, it's worn off a little bit. So, and then you can bung a few little chips in a few places then just to pick it back up. Just so it looks like it's a bit downtrodden. I want to go too mad. Just a couple of chips. There you go. A little bit of rust in there. Chip across there. That one's fading on the shutter door, so that's got to have a shutter door colour on it, which was a bit of lead belcher, so we'll have that next. So we don't need them two now. And we want a little bit of yellow. Let's get that out of the way. Bring that in. I think it's your real yellow. Did I say shutter door yellow? We'll have them two colours, so let's do the shutter door first. Let's have a little bit of that on there. Get rid of you because you're in the way. A little bit of water just there. Let's see what we can achieve. How far does that go? Yeah, it's got quite a lot of scratches and stuff on it. So, and this again, see, once I've done these scratches and that, it can have a wash put back over it. That's good enough for me. Just enough. Doesn't need a lot. Just want to fade it back down. So I'll let that dry. And that'll then let me chip a little bit of yellow there. Hopefully I can have that murk ready during the week. I've just got the 2K on. I just need to do the interior and get that painted, and then we can have a bit of assembly on that bad boy, I think. That'll be the plan. But then, you know what me and planning are like. Doesn't normally go to plan, does it? Right. On the black, we got some bits of yellow showing through. So if you've got any big plans for the weekends, folks, have you got family down, you got rallies or anything like that? Anything that you're planning? I've got the MotoGP on this weekend, so I should be watching a fair bit of the old motorcycles going round in circles because I can. Get me sponge out on this. But yeah, I'll be doing a fair bit of that because yeah, I do like me bikes. Why not? And it's over in your neck of the woods, Jet, Texas. COTA, Circuit of the Americas, over at Austin. So that's where the boys are this weekend. I should be watching that. And I do love the Circuit of the Americas as a circuit. It's absolutely stunning. And it's good news as well that Liberty Media, the people that own F1, have now bought MotoGP. It's just got to go through its final approval, so it should be done and set in stone before the launch of next season. But if they do with MotoGP what they've begun to do with F1, I think it's happy days for everyone. Fingers crossed. That's what happens, because it's a great product and there's an audience out there for it. It's just Dorna, you know, they've done what they can, but it now needs to go to the next level, doesn't it? And who better? We've had Drive to Survive as a TV series. Hopefully we get Ride to Survive, because I'd watch it. PJ says later, the Panther don't work too hard. Shouldn't be a problem, right? Yeah. Yeah, you said what I was thinking there, PJ. The only bloke I know's got a callus on his elbow where he spends all night leaning. I bet you could talk a good job though, PJ, didn't you? Right, let's have a looky-kins at that. What have we got? Got a bit of that on there, got a bit of that. Did I lens that? Yeah, I did. Got a bit of hard coat on it. Yeah, it needs a bit of hard coat. What about his eyes? Oh, yeah, I think I'll drop a bit of periscope green in there. And have them with the green eyes. Why not? I do like a bit of periscope green, wherever I put it. Let's have a look. Is that it? Oh, it is as well. Let's see if we can get some of that in their goggles. Well, it looks like there may be a blockage there, so let's get my old cocktail stick out and unblock that bad boy. There you go. See whether that does it. There you go. Don't need a lot. slap that in there. See if we can get them in the goggles. I do like this stuff. Normally goes in quite nicely. I just want to drop that in the goggles. Might need more than one application. I kind of want them to have a little bit of that nuclear look about the goggles, you know. I sat and watched that Oppenheimer film overnight, and I'll tell you, it was really was a good watch. Don't know whether anyone out there in Chatland has watched it, but if you haven't, give it a view. It's, yeah, quite a different film to watch, I must admit, and I think they did it really well, to be quite honest with you. Oh, yeah, cleverly done. I just want to drop these in here because these little goggles, I want them to look almost like welding goggles. A bit like the goggles they wore in The Man from the High Castle, you know, when they was going through the old time thing, you know. I kind of want them to look a little bit like that. Then just go over, keep applying it. I want it to sit in there and pull. That's why I'm standing it on its rump at the moment. And then I'll have a bit of periscope green on his lens. Because why not? Like that. That's all that needs on there. Not a massive amount of periscope green needed. Where's my chat gone? Disappeared off my screen. There it is. He says, his OCD is telling me my oven needs cleaning this really. Cangram says, oh, really? I'll need to check that out. Yeah, Jeff, it's the one with Cillian Murphy, mate. It was on Sky Cinema in the UK. I noticed it popped up in there yesterday. And I've kind of been waiting for it to come out on there just so that I could sit and have a view. So, yeah, really, PJ's bought the physical media. So, yeah. So there you go, mate. I think that's his lordship.
Hello. I'm back.
Yeah, it really is a good film, PJ, isn't it? And I think it was really well done. So, yeah, I gave it a thumbs up. It's like happy days.
Did I miss anything?
No, I was just killing time till he came back, mate.
I've put my earpiece in my left ear.
Right.
Because normally I have it in my right ear. And, you know, like I have to drop the volume down on my earpiece because it's naturally loud. I have to drop my Windows volume down. It was incredibly loud in my left ear.
Oh,
I've just this moment discovered that the volume in my left ear is twice as high as the volume in my right ear, which means my right ear's on the way out.
Oh, yeah. You're falling apart, told you.
Yeah, I was like, wow, I didn't realise the difference between the two ears was quite that drastic.
Yeah.
Well.
Oh, well. I would say, yeah, things happen.
Yep, it's age.
It's the correct answer.
Mm-hmm. Dee. Well, I always have an earpiece in the right ear, you see, so I'm like, ooh, that's a big difference.
Oh, no, my right ear's pretty much useless, mate. It's just there to hold my glasses up. All its purpose is now.
Right.
It's pretty much all it's good for.
What it's good for? Physical restraints.
Yeah. It's like, yeah. Right. What was I doing? Oh, yeah, I was doing a lens on the side there. Just put a bit of hard coat over the top of that.
It's also interesting because my left ear has a lot more bass. Your voice is a lot bassier now as well in my left ear. It's quite nice. I thought this was a little sort of cheap tinny earpiece, but it's actually quite good.
This is where I go.
Ooh, that was actually quite bassy. That's quite good, that.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I had the shiver down my back.
All steady, Neris.
Edward Leonard says, old. Jeff says, I lived in Austin while attending university in the 1980s. It's a great city.
Yeah.
And Edward Leonard says a comment I can't quite read there. I can't quite make the words out. I'm not quite sure what that is. Right. That's that little fellow done with his green.
Yeah, he says with a fake ponytail.
Oh, is that what he wrote? I couldn't quite read all the words, you see. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, was that one of your la 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 la, I can't hear you moments? It was, wasn't it?
Yeah. I put my fingers in my ears and I couldn't read a word he put down on there.
You spud.
Spud. Right.
Just have a little bit of hard coat in there. Hard coat.
Hard coat. Oh, we both did it at the same time.
Well, hard coat.
Well, hard. You're bassy. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
When I used to record music, I for most of the 1990s, I spent in a constant battle whenever I was recording a drum track, because you always have like bass and hi-hat cymbals in the centre. Sometimes you might have the snare off, but tended to be in the centre. And I had this constant battle with the hi-hat cymbals being just off to one side.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was my recording equipment. I had the on the reel-to-reel 8-track I was recording on, the Studio 8-track, I had that sent off to have the heads replaced and stuff. I thought it was wiring. I replaced all my kit. And for years, I battled with this. And it was about 2 years after I'd sold all my recording equipment that I stood outside on the driveway one day and I heard little baby swifts in the guttering in the roof. And I turned around and suddenly couldn't hear them.
Mm.
So I turned around the other way and I could hear them again. And I was like, wow. The reason those cymbals were always off is because the frequency response in my right ear was terrible compared to my left ear.
Yeah.
So my right ear just couldn't hear the cymbals. And I was like, I spent 10 years fighting against wiring and all kinds of stuff and hardware.
So that was first thing I checked, lug holes. That's how I knew I had trouble years and years and years before. You know?
I was like, what? And then I listen back to my music and it's like, if you listen now, some of the hi-hats are off and off to the one side because I've overbalanced them.
Well, you would adjust all your sound settings to overcompensate, and
yeah. I mean, I was in my 20s. I didn't think it was my hearing at all. I thought it was my hardware. It was terrible. It's quite amusing. I'm like, I can hear these little birds. Now I can't hear them. Now I can hear them. Oh, wait. Oh. Sudden realisation.
Oh, yeah. That's the thing, mate. Your ears, once they start, that's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, look at Ted, how he struggles, you know. He's finding it now that he's losing it a lot.
Yeah.
It goes quite rapidly then. It's like, yeah. That's why I keep saying to him, get a set of these, because he'd be able to use his sound card then to amp it right up.
Oh, yeah. My dad was deaf in one ear and rubbish in the other one, so...
Yeah.
No doubt I'll go the same way, possibly. And my brothers haven't had any hearing problems, so let's hope I won't go too far.
It's one of them. You know, just get yourself a regular ear check, mate.
Mm-hmm.
They'll spot it.
I'll get it done when I go for my eyes.
Yeah. When I had mine done at the audiology, it was like, where are your hearing aids? I don't have hearing aids. You mean, yeah, I don't have hearing aids. Okay, right. We need to have a chat.
About hearing aids.
Yeah. And it was like, yeah. H was like, oh, I thought he was just ignoring me. She went, no, he can't hear a word you're saying, darling.
You were thinking, well, I was, but also I can't hear you.
It was frustrating, what I say, because suddenly you couldn't hide behind it, could you? Because, yeah, you got a new prescription hearing aid there. I know you can hear me, you git.
Yeah, you were like, oh, no. Oh. You were there thinking, don't give me a hearing aids, don't give me hearing aids. He's giving me hearing aids. Oh.
That might have gone through my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was like, how am I going to get away with this now? All right, so we've got those to paint, and they'll then be stored just by the shutter door, so they look like they've just been gotten out of the armoury. There you go, that's the story. I think that's a good place for me to stop, because it's coming up, or it is 3 o'clock now. So that's me done for the day.
Yes.
So yeah, folks, there you go. That's what I've been up to. Oh, Just bring that up to the camera for you. There you go. Started a bit of chipping on the dozer blade, done a few washes. Let's just get that on there. Like that. There you go. Been round, done the glyph on the side there, started that. Started a bit of chipping on it, so we've got that in place. Stuff around the panel lines, got the windows done. They've had a bit of hard coat on them. Little bit of light chipping just on the edges of the front wings and the wheel arches.
Man, that's looking good.
Got me shading on down the exhaust there. My little glyph, freehand in
the
there.
glyph.
Again, just round the corner there, bit of rust on the corner.
That's nice.
Lights and stuff, me geezer. Got a little glyph on the shutter door there, you can see, just faded down. Me dudes with their different bluing on the uniforms and stuff of that nature.
It's looking mint, dude.
Another bit of rust round there. Fuel stains on the tank. So yeah, you're liking it, ain't you?
I'm liking that. If it wasn't a gift, I would buy that off you when it's finished.
Yeah, it's
My collection.
yeah.
I like the sort of the not rusty but not clean metal framing around the dozer blade at the bottom.
Yeah, that's had a bit of Agrax and Reichland mixed together on that, mate.
Yeah, it's like it's tarnished but not yet corroded.
Yeah, just a bit of tarnish, and then I went over all of that with Cassandora yellow.
Ooh.
And it just gave it that little tint, almost like a nicotine stain down it. It's a weird way of saying it. So that's what I've been up to. Not a massive amount done, and I've done their goggles with a bit of periscope green, the drivers and that,
choice.
just to give them a little bit of that nuclear welders goggles look. So yeah. So hopefully you're liking that. There's not much. Yeah, it's not much more to do with it really. It's just a little bit more detail work in a few places on the dozer blade, and then I'll call that done.
I'm liking the fact you make it look heavily weathered by doing not heavy weathering.
Oh yeah, because I didn't want to take away from this beautiful Fenrisian grey.
Yeah, but
so yeah,
you know what I mean though. It looks heavily weathered even though it's not.
Yeah,
it's kind of a nice little triumph there. You've done minimal weathering to make it look heavy.
Yeah, you've got a bit of rusting along the bottom there, just as a wash. Little bit of dirt and detritus in the wheels. I didn't want to go mad.
I love the rust on the left-hand side rear quarter light.
I want this bit. Yeah,
on the bit on the tail there. It's just because you got the little highlight. The little highlight is that rust grey highlight or something.
Yeah.
And it's got that kind of.
Yeah,
that's what paint does. It looks like rust with the paint coming off.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. Not a massive amount done, but I've really enjoyed just sitting there faffing around with this little thing. But big thumbs up to Si for sending me that, because massively appreciated. And then obviously I've just got my lenses to do for the lights there. Just pick them back out a little bit better. There you go. PJ says, beautiful paint job. Wow, that's a compliment, mate. Thank you for that. It means a lot, mate. As does Jeff. Fantastic detailing. Yeah, thank you for that. Because your peers, you're the people I look up to at the end of the day with your abilities. So when I get comments like that, I'm quite humbled. There you go. So, yeah.
I'd buy that if it wasn't a gift.
Yeah, I'll stop rambling now.
No rambling, Rose. I've not done anything impressive, really. I've just been still painting base colours and painting the rags on my Skaven.
Oh,
so
right,
far I've gone for basically a mixture of greys. I've done some... I've done a couple of Zandri dust rags for some of the dudes. There's so much. Even though they're only little tiny figures, painting them is a slow process because they're small, but it's just this... There's only a few layers, but it's taken a long time just because I'm really enjoying it, but it's just being nice and careful not to get all the colours splashing everywhere.
Yeah.
So they're kind of simple to paint, but not simple at the same time. So still working on the base colours. Then once all the base colours done, I can start the washing and the highlighting. But at the minute, it's still the basing.
Hey, mate, they're looking good, mate.
Yeah. I'll be interested to see what the new Skaven, when they come out. I have to get a set of them and compare them.
And, the thing is, are you having fun?
Yeah, I'm liking it. I'm getting into more organic stuff.
Yeah. There you go, mate.
I've
That's
done a
the
lot of actual
important
figure
thing.
painting. Yeah. Happy in them at the minute.
Yeah. No, mint, mate. Yeah. So there you go, folks. That's a wrap for us two idiots. massive thanks to all of you that come in and keep us both company as usual. You know, we do appreciate it. William's just popped in, bless him, literally just as we're coming off air, bless you.
Yeah, you can perfectly.
Bill says, when I grow up, I want to be able to paint like Colin. Oh, bless you. Believe you me, mate, I am not an expert, mate. I really ain't, but it's getting there. You know, I say that. I mean, I used to do motorbike painting years and years ago as my job, but this sort of painting is all new to me, brushwork, and yeah, I was used to doing stuff with airbrushes, so yeah.
And it is interesting, just from my point of view, just to look at that, and just look at where you were when you first started the brush painting.
Oh, bloody hell, yeah.
Just see how far you've come. So to LWM, I say you can be as good as that. Just practice.
It's patience, mate, and you know, I freely admit it. You know, with me, I could build and paint a kit on a live stream. And it's forcing yourself to take your time.
Yeah.
And that's been my hardest challenge, because all my painting years and years ago was done to a time schedule. All right, it was a different media that I was using, I know, but yeah.
But, you know, it's something you can achieve. Just keep at it. You know, I seeing how far Festa's come in. How long have you, when did you start brush painting? About 3 years ago?
No, it's less than that. 2 years, mate.
2 years?
My first brush paint job was the custom booster blaster.
That's right. Yeah.
And then I did the yellow and yellow checkers that you liked on the Boomdacker Snazwagon.
Yeah, they were nice.
You know, and that was only my second Warhammer paint job, wasn't it?
Yeah. And if there's one piece of advice me and Colin would give you, it's just literally find tutorials and follow them and copy them and just copy other people's. When these people show you how things are done, just copy it. And at least not to be able to paint exactly like them, but to learn those techniques and then add to them later on with your own techniques, just to give you a foundation.
Yeah, I mean, my first Warhammer build was the Insane Blade. I don't do things by halves, do I, mate? No, you dive in feet first. You dive in entire body first, you do. But no, when I look at the back shelf there, yeah, there's a difference. You know, you do notice it. And yeah, it's time.
Yeah, just time and practice. We both know people who rattle through paint jobs quite quickly. And we've said to them, just slow down, take your time, enjoy the process. It's not a race.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I've got a big packing case full up with pre-primed kits like this, ready to be finished painted, and they'll sit on the shelf so I can just spin these around and do a bit of painting as and when I can. But I am filming all of these on how I've done this, so once I release the video, mate, you'll be able to sit and watch it, Bill, and pick up the techniques, mate.
What's interesting from my point of view is that if you've got like a packing crate full of kits primed and ready to go, a year ago you'd have been, that's a week's worth of painting that. Now you'd be like, that's 6 months worth of painting that.
Well, that Insane Blade's a year-long paint job. I know that. Oh, God. Same with the Varlek.
Well, at least.
In case you wonder what I mean, Bill, I'll show you. Oh. Up on that back shelf there.
Let me just adjust so I can account for trouser tent.
You'll see the Insane Blade and the Varlek on the top shelf there. And yeah, they're going to be massive paint jobs, them two things.
We don't talk about what's on the left of the Warlock. We don't talk about that.
Yeah. But yeah. So, yeah, they're going to be slightly mad. I'm looking forward to doing them.
But yeah, don't give up hope. Take your time. Keep at it. Copy other people shamelessly, and you'll learn the techniques. It's the best way to learn techniques is copy other people's techniques.
That's what it's all about, you know. And I've said before, I don't sell myself as an expert oracle of Warhammer painting. Nope. I do it my way. It works for me. I'm happy with it, and that's what I enjoy doing. And if it, if it's stuff that you like seeing, I'll continue doing it. There are going to be lots of videos coming out in the Warhammer painting section of the YouTube channel, so you'll get to see all of these, how I do them, folks. So there'll be single episode videos, pretty much. The build stuff you don't need to see. They're pretty easy to build, but it'd just be how I've done the paint job.
We don't need to tell you how to glue things together.
No, there you go.
No.
There you go.
I like that. That's nice.
You like that, don't you?
I like that.
You want me to do brum brum noises?
Go on. I want you to do grindy thingy, something just drove into the front plate noises.
How's that sound?
It's just begging for like a whole room full of grots to be stood in front of it as it goes forward.
It is, isn't it? I could always put my alt geezer in front of it.
Grindy.
Yeah, I need to get out
live,
more, don't I?
Live reenactments here, folks.
Yeah, there you go. So hopefully you've enjoyed that, peeps, anyway. So we're going to love and leave you, let you get on with the rest of your day, your evening, your night, wherever you are on this little bowl of rock and water we call home. I'll be back Sunday at 2 p.m. on this channel with the Sunday show. So if you've got any work of yours that you want to put in the gallery, it doesn't have to be finished. It doesn't have to be Warhammer. It can be any model. It can be drawing, diamond art, knitting, crochet, Lego,
anything creative
that you've done, bung it in there and it will be featured on the Sunday at the Bench show, folks.
Yeah.
So until then, I'm going to love and leave you, as is Fox. Thanks for your continued support. Thanks for your company. And I look forward to seeing you again soon, as does the GNU.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Adios, amigos.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down,